This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Burnout is real. Whether it's work, family, kids, or life in general, here's your reminder to slow down and take care of yourself. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and learn to manage the burnout.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week, I am joined by Michael Huber.
Yo.
Isla's on the desk.
Hello, here I am. I don't know. Blood told me to come out here.
Putting you in the rotation.
I guess I'm in the rotation now.
Get
Nice.
more Isla and more Dawn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
basically.
Hell yeah.
Get more Dawn experience on that Switch or 2. Dawn is back there in that control room.
Becoming experienced as we speak. Thrown into the fire. Gabby's here also, as you can see, enjoying something very yummy looking.
Oh,
Naked
yeah.
ramen hype.
Friends, we're here to discuss some of the biggest video game headlines this week. Annapurna showcased a lot of creative, interesting games and developers this morning. GTA 6 is getting a playable woman. Imagine that.
Oh my God. What must the internet think?
And people are going crazy trying to figure out this maybe real, maybe fake Nier church that's been discovered.
The rabbit hole goes deep.
Yeah.
Smash that like button, everybody. By the way,
We'll get to that, for sure.
Do you have that in there?
It's in there.
Okay,
it's not,
sorry.
Maybe not as early as you think, but it's in
It's got to be early.
there. We'll see. But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in the last episode.
Pay for your sins.
Don, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
Last week, Isla asked the listeners to look into these Overwatch sales spike.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it seems that Overwatch 1 sales likely shot up due to the Overwatch 2 Watchpoint pack, released last month, which includes the original game inside of it. So that probably,
Watchpoint pack.
yeah. It also grants the premium battle pass, skins, and virtual currency for Overwatch 2, and most notably, instant access to the Overwatch 2 beta.
Aha! That's how they get you.
Damiani claimed that the Masterline Final Fantasy VI statue was roughly half the size of a 10-foot Full Metal Alchemist statue, but its actual height is 78 centimeters, or about 2.5 feet tall.
I was going to say, it didn't look that big.
It's still pretty
It's
massive
big.
either way.
I saw
When
it
you
on a
think of the
pedestal
full
in a
width
picture.
of the thing and
Well,
everything.
it's big,
Yeah.
but it's not that big.
Damiani was also trying to remember the name for a condition in which cats eat plastic, paper, or other non-food items. This is called pica, and sometimes children or adults can have this condition
pica.
as well. In cats, this may be caused by several factors, including nutritional deficiency or anxiety. Treatment options include changes in diet and environment.
Jeez.
That's good. That's good treatment, at least.
We were discussing the grounded film adaptation in the works and the potential that it may make some overt nods to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Of course.
However, there is already a sequel to Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
Yeah.
in the works
Rick
called
Moranis.
Shrunk, with Josh Gad as a grown-up version of Nick Zielinski,
Yep.
the kid from the Cheerio, and Rick Moranis is coming
yeah.
out of retirement for it.
That's
Hyped on
fun,
that.
dude.
Hyped on that. Can't wait.
Rick Moranis, dude. He's
Legend.
back.
Legendary.
Thanks, Ryan Reynolds, I guess, in that Mint Mobile commercial. Like, got him out of retirement somehow.
Niobe is the Matrix character played by Jada Pinkett Smith.
What did I say?
You said Nairobi,
Damn it!
which is the capital and largest city of Kenya.
Yeah, that's a city in Kenya.
Yeah, not present in the Matrix as a character or location.
Niobe. Sorry, I added an R.
Enter the Matrix.
That happens. If you have a correction, leave it in the YouTube comments. You can do that on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction and leave a timestamp for the part of the video that you're correcting so we know what you're talking about. End corrections music.
Boop.
So this morning, Thursday, at the time that we were recording this, Annapurna Interactive had a showcase. Waited a little bit past all of the big hype showcases, and it was a little bit more subdued, I think.
Yeah.
But there's still some interesting games there for sure. Isla and I reacted to it along with Damiani. Huber, I'm not sure how many things you caught up on. I know you saw a couple.
I
things
saw a
there.
few.
Yeah. So we're going to give a little walkthrough. I've also got some trailers that we're going to throw up there.
One of those
as
is
well.
Instantly one of my most anticipated now.
Ooh.
One of those games.
Yeah. I think I know which one you're
I
talking
have
about.
a guess
I
as
know
to
which
which one.
Pretty obvious. Pretty obvious.
But yeah, first off was Thirsty Suitors. Which
Great
is
name.
Really looking good.
It's looking better. Yeah, it's looking good.
A lot of these games are hard to describe too. It's just one of the reasons why we're going to put some B-roll up. Like, it gives me like sort of like an alternate take on like the Scott Pilgrim kind of setup, because you're going around and like talking to like battling your exes essentially.
Are they your exes?
Yeah, they talk like they were all exes.
Okay, I thought they were like prospective dates or
Oh,
something.
that's how I thought.
There's
it was
also
too.
that aspect to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
It's like Dream Daddy's a romantic fighting game meets Persona 5?
Right. Yeah, because they all have like
And
a
they're
thirst meter.
skateboarding.
Yeah, and they're skateboarding in between, which I don't know how it
For
plays
no
into it, or if
reason. Yeah,
you just do it when you want to break between missions.
I guess, yeah. Or is that the like world traversal? Who knows?
Well, no, I mean, like you actually went to like a skate park.
Yeah, yeah.
Or like comboing and all of that. They talked
Yeah.
about that.
But Deadly Premonition 2 had that, and it was also your vehicle, so.
But you had like this mix of like, it seems like you start out a battle in like a coffee shop or whatever real world location, and then you go into like the person's like mind palace or whatever,
Yeah.
and battle them there.
Mind Palace. This is my design.
This is my design.
Also, and then what's funny is that that second area, when you're going up against that guy, he was like immune to your attacks until you summoned his mom.
Or your own mom? Yeah.
No, it's his mom.
It's his mom? Yeah.
Yeah, and that was his weakness.
That seems to be because earlier in the conversation, he had said, my mom thinks I'm super strong or whatever. What he mentioned his mom. So that maybe is that how the gameplay goes, where it's like you see what their like vulnerability is because they've talked about it, and then you exploit that to defeat their like persona stand thing when they get ego tripped. Basically, it's like a repartee, like tete-a-tete conversation simulated as like a Persona RPG fight.
Yeah, there's like a little shimmies and
They're dancing around,
yeah.
It looks cool.
And another thing, you didn't get to see this one, right? The demo.
I saw a clip of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but what was interesting is
They
when
were
you
like talking about it, right?
Yeah, when they defeat them,
Yeah.
like it's not just like you've wiped this guy out. It's like you actually like do like a handshake, like you actually reconcile that relationship with the other person.
Love
Yeah.
that.
And that's when they were saying that like they could, now you're friends, or like now you're actually a potential, like that's a person to pursue, and don't really know how that side of the mechanics actually works, but
Nice.
interesting. It's from
Love a good handshake.
the same developers that did Falcon Age, which is the
Never played that one.
VR game with the bird.
Such a departure.
Sort
Sort
of.
of?
They both have
The style is kind of
Southeast
similar.
Asia
Yeah.
kind of based characters.
Yeah.
I want to say that he's Sri Lanka originally,
Okay.
or his family at least. I could be slightly off on that, but general vicinity there. I had met him back when they were doing the Falcon Age previews, so that's why I kind of had my eye on him.
Cool.
Cool dude. And there's a demo out now on Steam if you want to check it out.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Always good to have a good demo.
Yeah.
Did you write the thing in here about the email?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Coming up. Next is Hindsight, which I'm still not quite sure how it plays. Like I have some ideas.
Hashtag sad game.
Sad game.
Love hashtag sad games.
Narrative adventure spanning the entirety of a woman's life.
Hashtag sad.
It seems like you basically like look at an object and then it kind of like zooms into a memory. So it showed like a flower, and then like, you went.
So is it like
Like
Time's Arrow or
before-
something where you start as her, like as an old person,
guessing
and
you
go
probably-
backwards through her whole life?
Benjamin
Yeah.
Button?
That must be it. Because, yeah, she was younger when she was looking at the flower. It spun and she was younger then.
The trailer started with her being young, though, so it's hard to tell.
Right. That's why I was confused. But I wonder if that's the case.
Yeah.
Sounds like a before your eyes situation,
Yeah.
where you just
Yeah,
look at
before your
something
eyes,
and it
yeah.
gives you the memory of it.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
that
like tableaus.
Final shot with the house too, where there's like this
Falling apart.
water everywhere and the house just starts crumbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy.
Heavy.
Heavy
August
duty.
4th, not that far off.
Nice.
That's
So-
like 6 days or something.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
It's right in my wheelhouse. Sad game.
Huber loves a sad game.
Yep. Meaningful stakes in sad stories. Always. Not always, but a lot of the time.
Isla one that I think you were looking forward to. New game from Cardboard Computer.
Yeah, they did a little, I don't know, dev diary, I guess, talking
More
about
like
Cardboard
dev
Computer.
profile?
Dev profile
Yeah.
is more accurate. But I started freaking out as soon as I saw Cardboard Computer, and everyone else was like, what? And I was like, oh, they made Kentucky Route Zero. You can be forgiven for forgetting the name Cardboard Computer because KRZ was a game that took
10 years.
10 years to come out, or
When
12
I
or
first
something?
met
Yeah.
you, Isla.
7 to 12 years or something
Game
like that.
trailers days.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, it must be less than 12 then. Yeah, I think it's 10 or 7.
Jeez.
But yeah, and like that was kind of it. They did interstitial stuff between.
Yeah.
And
Three
so
dudes in
they've-
Chicago.
3 guys in Chicago. Ben Babbitt does music stuff. I really appreciate his work. Yeah, and they basically just talked for a while, introduced themselves, talked about Kentucky Route Zero, and then said like, yeah, we're working on a new game. They showed a dog like animating its mouth,
Yeah.
and that's kind of it.
Yeah, they were talking about this game having more animation because
Yeah.
KRZ didn't have as much.
Which is funny because, like, that's true of Kentucky Route Zero, but you didn't really notice that. It didn't feel like it was lacking anything because it was so, like, painterly and, like, well put together. But the mise en scène is very good.
Top 5 games that I want to play that I have not played is Kentucky Route Zero. Since,
I would be
How long is
very
an episode?
Yeah.
Since
What?
back then.
How long is an episode?
They're a little variable,
Okay.
and it kind of depends on how quickly you go through it. I beat the final one in one sitting just over. I was actually here on my Switch.
Nice.
But I mean, I would say you could do each one in an evening, like a few hours each, probably. I think 1 and 2 might be the longest if memory serves, but because you have more opportunity for like going around and being like exploring, kind of. Maybe 3 and 4 do that too, but yeah, 5's like an hour and a half,
Nice.
Cool.
and the interstitial things are like short, like an hour.
Huber, this is a name right here. Bounty Star.
Bounty Star.
The Morose Tale of Graveyard
Yeah.
Clem.
Great name. Great name. I didn't watch it, but I saw the name of this.
Chat
song.
came up with a better name.
Yeah.
We'll say it after
Okay.
Blood explains what
we'll
it is.
say it. They said Tex-Mex.
Love Tex-Mex.
'Cause
Food.
No,
it's-
you like, yeah.
It's a
but
Western themed mech
yeah,
game.
she
With a
gets the
mech.
mech, right? In
Yeah.
this one, yeah, it's so cool. Such a great premise.
So
in.
MECHS instead
Yeah.
of MEX.
And it's TECH, right? TECH.
No,
Well,
Texas,
Texas,
Tex,
TEX,
and then Mex.
MECHS.
Yeah, but it should be TECH.
Well, it could be.
I'm always down for mechs.
Yeah. It does look like there is, because we saw a lot of combat in the trailer.
Yeah.
But it does look like there's some kind of like building elements as well, like actually like customizing your mech,
Okay.
building a base. I think even mentioned farming.
Yeah, I'm starting to check out on the
Yeah.
farming, honestly. I'm starting to check
So I'm
out.
curious how much of that is like how deep it goes into that stuff,
Yeah.
or how optional it is.
I don't have time for farming.
The gameplay
And yet
itself
you're-
looked super arcadey, though, didn't it? Just,
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't seem like a super technical mech game.
right.
Yeah, definitely not like the OG one.
Mech Warrior.
Yeah,
Right.
my God. Where
Steel
you're like,
Battalion.
you're like off balance and you like can't move, and it's just like, okay, what have I done?
This description right here is a total Huber bait, though. Play as a broken but powerful ex-soldier named Clementine McKinney, a war veteran, talented fighter, and expert mech pilot.
Sick. Top 10 Clementines.
Name more than 2.
Desperados 3 had one, I feel like. There was a Clementine in there. Isn't there one in Red Dead 2? There's a Clementine? Maybe not. I'm making
That's
that
the town,
Yeah.
Clementine,
up. Yeah.
right? Isn't it?
No, it's Valentine.
Fuck.
Close.
in before the corrections, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to call this a highlight, even though we didn't see much of the game. A new game from a new developer called Yarn Owl.
Loved this one.
This is a great developer profile.
The Bonds, Hubert. Did you see this?
I saw Yarn Owl.
Bonds, dude.
Bonds.
Yeah.
Bonds.
Yeah, it was like he lost his father at a young age.
Yep.
But he left him a link to the past.
Beat the game. Had to do it. Had to make a game for somebody. Yeah. It's fucking hell.
And one of them lives in Atlanta. The other one lives in Texas, I think?
He started streaming himself making the game.
Yeah.
And like the other guy came up in chat and is like, hey, you got a mic?
Yeah. It's like,
Sick. So sick.
and then the guy who started it showed up in our chat after we reacted.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you seem like a cool guy.
Yeah, they were like,
awesome.
hey, I watched you react to the thing. We were like, oh, it was great.
Yarn Owl.
It was amazing. Good
Yeah.
vibes, dude. Jolly.
Love it.
So they're making a Zelda-ish game. It's got some Wind Waker vibes going on there. And
Yeah, it looked like some like vaulting off of wind and stuff. Looked cool. I mean, we saw almost nothing.
I've just been thinking about that lately, how like as technology has gotten so much better and like devs can tell the stories they want to tell, just how many games are like from personal life experiences. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's funny. What I like is what people are motivated to do, right? Like you get like someone whose family member dies and you get that dragon cancer. You get someone else's family member dies and they make Zelda.
Yeah.
A Link to the Past-esque thing, you know? And
Yeah.
it's just like, those are, like, you can see the path to both, but they're very different results, you know? I love that.
We got a lot of smaller updates on games coming to other platforms, including Outer Wilds, Pathless, Maquette,
4K
Solar
60
Ash.
on Outer Wilds, all right?
I saw 60. 4K 60 was another game for
Okay.
sure, but
Yeah.
maybe 4K was also Outer Wilds?
Cool.
Chat was saying that too,
I
but
remember seeing
I
just
only
60
remember
on
seeing it
Outer
in
Worlds.
60.
Yeah.
So I don't want to tell tales
Right.
out of school on that one.
Maybe it was
but-
already 4K.
I mean, it is on computer, I guess. I don't know. I played it on computer.
Right.
I don't know on that part, but 60 for sure for Outer Wilds, which would be very good.
Got it.
We made it to the Huber game
Yes.
forever ago.
Yeah, dude.
Road
Yep.
trip, old man in a van.
Hell yeah. This is it. Straight to the top of my watch list. You're an old man traveling around in a van and taking pictures of things. That's it.
What
Yeah.
else do you need?
What else do you need? Yeah. Just like, and the two developers were so awesome. Like the other you're saying about these dev diaries, they were just such good vibes.
Yeah.
And like their love for cameras and them talking about like where they talked about making the game. I was like, yeah, we're just right out there on our little balcony right there. Like we came up with the idea for the game.
Yeah, these guys are in Germany.
Germany,
Yep.
yeah.
But yeah, one of them had taken a road trip up the Pacific coast.
Yeah.
And so that's really where a lot of the inspiration comes from.
Yeah. Saw a little bit of gameplay. They talked about redesigning the
Albert? Is that his name?
character.
I feel like it might be Alfred?
Alfred, I think?
Albert or Alfred, something like that. Old man name.
Yeah, they were talking about making him look more realistic. They showed like an earlier version of him and then like a newer one and showed a little bit of like walking around and then just like taking a picture of the car was like the camera shot. Life is Strange 2 vibes.
Yeah,
There, Blood.
That's what he
pretty much
said.
the same thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Same thing.
Yes.
Will he die?
Yes.
Will he die
Oh.
in the game? Damiani
He's really
and I-
old. He's really old. He might die peacefully. Like dude,
Damiani
lived
and
my
I were
life.
theorizing that the story turns out to have being told by someone who found or was given the book of photographs.
Right.
And they're like looking back through them and they get the experiences.
Love it. Love it. The final shot will be like
Them closing
his
the book.
yeah.
His grandkids like closing the book. And like like wiping a tear away, but they're like happy because he had the good life. You know?
It seems like a good happy sad game.
Hashtag happy sad. game.
Hashtag happy sad. Yeah. It's gonna be emotional, but you're gonna have a smile on your face as you're crying.
Yeah.
It looks like Edith Finch is jumping to 4K. They're both going
That's
to 60, but
Right.
Outer
That
Wilds
was
is
it.
going
Thank
to
you,
60.
Don.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you, Don. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah. Edith Finch for sure said 4K 60 out today. But yeah, the Outer Wilds one just said 60 in the trailer. You can't fool us.
Another new game, Flock.
Looked great.
Yeah, this trailer kind of gave us some flower vibes, Proteus vibes, bunch of little creatures in different environments. Some of them look kind of eel-like, some of them look kind of sheep-like, some of them look like more like fish. But yeah, the flocks kind of follow the player around. I'm not sure what your actual like goal is, but they're saying it's a multiplayer co-op game.
Nice.
The devs worked on Hohokam and
Love
I Am Dead.
Hohokam.
Which Blood sniffed out.
Yeah, because they did
He's
the
like, "This
Hohokam
feels
thing
like
right
Hohokam."
afterwards,
Yeah.
and it was like
What Hohokam thing?
there's a shadow drop on that too.
A re-release?
Yeah, it's
Or a
Steam.
new one?
No, Steam.
Old
Oh,
one.
okay,
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
That's how I discovered Taiko. My favorite music.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Taiko's in Hohokam. It's a fucking sick game. I love that game.
Yeah, and they say Flock is about the joy of flight and collecting adorable flying creatures with your friends.
Nice.
And also, like, I got the vibe from the trailer. It's not confirmed, I guess, but I got the vibe that like everything flies. Because like there were things that
Right.
look just like sheep, and your guy comes over and you're like, and they like all start to fly behind you. It was very cute.
Nice.
Yeah.
They're flocking this way.
Yeah. Floating sheep is always a fun
Yeah.
mechanic.
Yeah.
The Space Station Silicon Valley, I don't know if you've never played it, I don't think, but yeah, it's like one of the things you do with the sheep is you can kind of like float a little bit.
I think I've seen that game though.
Yeah.
Did somebody stream it? I think did you stream it?
No, we have never streamed that.
Okay, okay.
We
I don't
should
know. See,
sometime.
it sounds like something I would have gotten into,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It's a N64 game by the guys that eventually went on to make GTA
Oh,
games.
okay, I'm thinking of something
Weird. Okay.
completely
Not
else.
what I was.
Nope, that's not it.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of Black and White. I think had sheep in it.
Black and white, dude. God game, black and white. Holy crap, dude.
What an
Yeah,
old
Body
game.
Harvest is the other one, right?
Can we stream Body Harvest, please, Wood? I'm begging you, man.
Body Harvest.
I'm begging you.
Yeah. That's the other, N64 game from those guys.
Good God. Unfamiliar with
But yeah,
Body
you do a lot of
Harvest.
hopping into different vehicles and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's pretty rough, but yeah.
I really want to stream Body Harvest Blood.
But yeah, I'd like to do
Just
the other
do
one.
it.
But
I want to do it with Bloodworth. He's got it.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
have
I've got
a
both
copy
of them.
anymore. I lost my
Blood's
copy.
big on Body Harvest.
Yeah.
We got a
Body Harvest.
teaser from Uvula, the new studio that Keita Takahashi is with. So he's the artist behind Katamari and Crankin's Time Adventure
Nice.
On the play date.
and Watam.
What
We saw a dog looking at a kid's face.
Yes.
And that is it.
That's it. No
Calling
name.
this a teaser feels even like generous.
Yeah.
It was like 2 seconds long.
The whole teaser fit in the montage later.
Yeah, basically.
It's funny.
It
Dogs
was
are
good.
in, cats
Good
are
vibe.
in. Good vibes.
Yeah, I feel like I predict like a wave of cozy.
Yep.
You
Dog,
know,
cat
if
games.
wholesome direct Annapurna, like some of these, pet games.
Yeah.
Like I've been in isolation for 3 years games.
Yeah.
And made something nice because I missed having friends. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna see a wave of that. Frogs and witches and
Sign me up
cozy-
for that.
Yeah.
I'm into
oh
that.
yeah, sure.
That's cool.
A new game from Dreamfeel, the developer behind If Found.
Great logo.
Yeah, really cool logo. They are in Ireland, and their trailer dev profile thing was really cool and different because they're like, rather than showing a bunch of computer screens, they had everybody like do like a craft art collab session. They just started
Yeah.
like putting art on the wall and like drawing on it or putting post-it notes on it or whatever. And
So jolly.
And they were in a ruins.
yeah,
at
they
the
did.
beginning.
They did a little thing just to like introduce the idea that they're in Ireland.
And like they dropped something about like I don't remember what they said, but they were just like, "This place is steeped in murder" or something like that, or like a really dark history or whatever they
Yeah.
said. That was like the first thing they said. I was like, okay,
Some jump scare.
yeah, I know, but it's like jolly ass like
Yeah.
cat people game.
Yeah, because their game is gonna have like a bunch of like, cat-ish, humanoid, cat-ish characters.
Animals are in
but
there now.
in a fantasy version of Ireland.
And
Nice.
the tagline for the game was something creepy that was like, "What is drowned will rise again" or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was one of the things on the wall.
Something along those lines.
Move over, space horror. Animals have come.
Space horror.
Yeah.
Oh,
Space horrors. moving up.
Space horror
We
was
got
all
space-
over the place.
space
All
horror
those games
coming in.
haven't come out yet.
Yo, now we got to combine it. Now it's got to be animals.
Cute animal farming, space
in-
horror.
Yes.
Cult of the Lamb has sort of that, but it's not in space, but it's like cult cute
Cosmic.
farming and then cosmic horror out in the world, you know. But yeah, you need Calypso protocol when you're out in the hallways, and then like you're building a little base with like a bunch of little cute robots. Yeah. As like the digestif of the
Yeah. And then, as we alluded to a couple of times, I actually used the term shadow drops in the email,
Annapurna themselves. We've arrived.
which was Hohokam on Steam and Edith Finch on Series X and PS5 with free upgrades.
One
Oh,
game
yeah.
had a demo too. I don't know if they.
Although there was a little, I saw somebody commenting that like if you had like gotten Edith Finch on PlayStation Plus, that you can't upgrade.
Oh,
can only upgrade
'cause
if you
got
bought
it
it.
for free.
Yeah.
Do you think
that thing again?
Do you think? Because there's a controversy every day in the gaming world.
They love it.
You love to be pissed.
People are thirsty to hate,
Yeah.
as Omar said. once.
One of the recent original controversies, walking simulators. Was there any walking simulator hate on this Edith Finch re-release, or are
Not
we?
that I saw. I think
Are
we're
we past it?
that.
Yes. That's a win.
We made it.
That is a win. That is excellent news.
Put Dear Esther back out.
Yeah.
Give it another shot.
Yes. Love it. It's not all bad news all the time.
All bad news. Walking simulators
Yeah.
are back, baby.
They're back in. Society accepts them.
Yeah. Stray? I mean, you walk. I don't know. You jump too, I guess. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I need it as well. I didn't have my PS5 with me, so or a PC. But
You had your email though.
I have my email.
He can't not.
Hey, people wouldn't have gotten some codes if I didn't have that email with me.
True. We need him to do work.
We need the codes.
Because like we don't upload stuff correctly and or like put the right tags on stuff, and Bloodworth has to make sure that that's Mom can drive the bus from the other side of the country.
But yeah, as we were saying, like a lot of like wholesome, emotional, colorful games,
Yeah.
and then something very, very different at the end.
Yeah, my game of this show for sure.
The Lost Wild Dawn.
Yes.
What are you thinking of this?
I liked what I saw a lot, but I immediately thought VR, so that rattled me a little bit, but I loved the look of it. The only thing that makes me nervous is they're treading on a little bit of thin ice, dangerous ground, just with the look of the game so similar to the licensed. I kept looking. I mean, the dinosaurs themselves look straight out of Jurassic World, so you're not the licensed thing there, but it looked like a lot of fun. I like the world.
The
It
real
looks mysterious.
dinosaurs
Well,
just
here's the
look
thing.
like real dinosaurs.
This is what I loved about it. Yeah, it has the quantum mechanics thing was a little drafting on the dry erase board, and I'm thinking there's got to be time travel. I'm starting to wonder where are these dinosaurs coming from. These are real dinosaurs
Oh,
that
interesting.
maybe they're bringing into this facility, and the facility looks run down and abandoned, so there's a
Bet you're right,
spooky
dude.
vibe to it. I'm digging this a lot.
Dawn.
Looks like it's set in
That
Japan
rules.
Yeah.
because the signage was in Japanese.
That was a good
and
catch.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Will you see the extinction of dinosaurs in this game?
I didn't think of that, Huber. Has that ever been?
I don't think so.
Like you're time traveling and you see the freaking asteroid come.
The dinosaur ride. The dinosaur ride in Disney World.
For dinosaur, yeah.
You're going back in time in a
Right.
truck from the movie Dinosaur, to kidnap a dinosaur right before the meteor hits.
Oh, what a premise!
And like the meteor is like hitting as the ride is going.
Flashing lights.
It's pretty incredible. The ride is kind of intense. It's
That sounds
nuts.
fun as
But it could
heck.
be like this. They're like bringing dinosaurs forward through time to prevent them from getting extincted
and also to make a lot of money.
and also make a
on
lot
the
of money.
side.
Yeah. But of course it goes wrong because hubris.
Yeah, the other thing that's interesting is, okay, so if they were bringing dinosaurs forward in time, and then this whole facility, though, is abandoned now and everything, you're starting to wonder, well, what happened to everyone that was here? How cool would it be if they're actually trapped back in time? So you're going to end up, once you get this quantum mechanics thing fired up, you're actually going to be traveling back yourself, prehistoric
I love
time.
that.
I mean, it looked
We're
like
going
there
out
were-
on a limb here, but who knows?
I love the idea.
Well, there were some shots of like like cars and abandoned stuff. I wonder if it goes into regular society. Maybe the dinosaurs brought with them some kind of like prehistoric virus or something that like wiped everybody out. You know, they didn't think of that. Killed everybody.
I didn't see any bodies, but yeah, there was something. Everyone was
No
gone.
bodies. Also, yeah, I was talking about the main character. You see her holding a compass. She has very nice, very long nails. Very impractical for this scenario.
Maybe she didn't expect to be in this
that's what I'm thinking.
situation.
Is she didn't expect to be in this situation. But if she did, if she was going in there on purpose, she would not have those nails.
Cut
Yeah,
those
I
nails.
don't think that she is involved or knows what's going on.
No,
But
I don't
maybe.
think so. But
Here's
yeah.
the pitch on the email. You are stranded in a violent, primal world,
Primal.
and survival depends on mastering its rhythms and anticipating its dangers.
So it's like Alien Isolation for
A
sure.
mysterious voice on the radio seems to offer a glimmer of hope. With their help, make your way through the facilities and piece together the story of how this came to be.
That voice, dude. Frequency.
There you go.
Not in the same timeline. The voice on the radio.
love how you're
100%.
Yo.
I love
100%.
how you're thinking.
The peripheral, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
They're from a worse version of your future trying to prevent
Yes.
you from, yeah.
Dude, sign me up for this game. I'm ready. Full playthrough done. Let's go.
I'm in.
You're in there, obviously. I didn't
All right.
even need to invite you. You're obviously there. It's with Don.
Just, it just feels better to
Don
be
is
invited.
obviously there.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting seeing all the mechanics and how the stealth works, and because there's that moment where when that one was walking by the tent.
Yep.
So.
Well, and we said, Damiani or somebody was like, why would you light the flare at the end? And I'm like, for the trailer shot, so that the dinosaur AI sees you and comes and kills you for the end of the trailer.
Right.
Like, clearly you wouldn't do that in that situation.
Yeah, it's funny. We become
Because they were going to fight each other.
Yeah, we become so desensitized to dinosaur, the fear of what that would actually be. But can you imagine? I mean, I hope you feel that in this game. You started to a little bit.
Oh, it would
The
be
intensity
terrifying.
of hiding inside of a little wrecked plane. You've got this like 12-foot lizard sniffing
that
around
rules.
outside. So we're gonna feel a little bit of that.
We saw some stegosaurs as well.
Yeah.
And some pterosaurs.
And I mean, like, it looks really, really good. I don't know the size of the team or the budget, but like, what this really made me start thinking about was like, damn it, I want a modern Dino Crisis with RE Engine. Like, it would be so good.
It'll come. Give it a
Will
little
it,
time.
dude?
Yeah, 100%,
I want-
100%.
There are also comparisons
that.
to Jurassic Park Trespasser, but
It seemed like Jurassic Park Trespasser.
I think that may just because of first person and
Yeah.
they're very clearly like looking like Jurassic Park with the
Yeah,
facilities
yeah.
and
The
everything.
art style looks so similar. I was literally for the first half of the trailer just waiting to see a licensed thing somewhere. You
Yeah.
know? But that's not a bad thing necessarily. I think it's a good thing.
The name is also like 2 letters off.
Who said
Yeah.
Alien
The
Isolation?
Lost Wild.
Chat was saying
Yeah.
Alien Isolation a lot.
Shout out.
But I mean, I wonder, that's the thing is, I wouldn't be surprised if this is roguelike or like just kind of a simulation you try to get through each time and it's different, or if there's a story like Alien Isolation or what. Like, I wonder.
I got strong The Forest vibes. So like crafting, probably survival,
Right,
making
that's-
shelter.
I guess that's my question. Like, is this a linear narrative kind of a game, or is it just survive in dinosaur land for as long as you can and then
I feel like
start
there's
over?
a radio thing that there is
Must
definitely
be, yeah.
to lead you forward. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
there
sure.
must be.
Cool.
Very
neat.
cool. Yeah.
We're always hungry for dinos, game devs.
Always.
Always.
Love a dino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets everyone's interest peaked. Like, oh, dinos? What's going on over there?
Gets us salivating,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Exoprimal is going to be huge.
Eh,
Yeah, it's going to be big.
I doubt
It's going to
it.
be bigger than
That,
people
that one
think.
might not be, but
I think it's going to be bigger than people are expecting.
How big is Ark?
it's actually pretty big.
I know it's
Yeah.
big, but it's not that big. It ain't Fortnite. It ain't 14.
It's not Fortnite,
No.
but I think Ark is one of those those silent juggernauts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Exoprimal,
like Rust or
dude.
something. It's like about that size, probably.
Look out for
I mean, it did well enough to get Vin Diesel for the sequel.
Vin
so-
Diesel riding on a dinosaur.
You write a big enough check, you get anyone on that dinosaur.
Vin Diesel, yeah, he's for sale.
What probably won't have dinosaurs GTA 6.
Oh,
We got some reports coming out of Bloomberg over here. So unconfirmed, but it's very solid sources.
Bloomberg.
Yeah. So they kind of started off talking about just the development of it. They're saying it's been a slower development after criticism of the company's crunch culture.
Yep.
Staff morale is higher than ever, according to their sources, after the company changed direction.
Good vibes.
And the departure of Dan Houser.
Wow.
Which is kind of mixed vibes. It's like, oh.
He was kind of a intense guy from what I've heard.
Yeah, but it also was credited with a lot of, the creative direction.
There's a creative
the writing
wellspring.
and all that. Like,
So
the Housers, yeah.
Yeah.
But so some of the details we've learned is that there will be a playable female protagonist who is Latina.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
And the part that Huber is all about, story influenced by Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes. I'm convinced in another life I was a wheelman. Convinced. Very hyped on this. Love that dynamic. They kind of tease that dynamic a little bit in GTA 3. Double crosses and whatnot. That's how the game starts. No spoilers for GTA 3. But I am excited to have that be explored for like the duration of the game. I want to see
sure.
I want it all, dude. I want like this Bonnie and Clyde story. I want to be kids together first. Like I want to start out as kids, get caught up in like something, someone is sick, you got to rob a bank, like one thing leads to another.
Right.
I am so ready for this epic story of these two characters. Oh my gosh.
They say the release date is at least 2 years away.
2025 is my guess.
No firm schedule yet. It's been in the works in some form since 2014, they say.
Wow.
And some people have left the company because they're frustrated with that slow pace. But at the same time, morale's at a higher than ever. So
And Red Dead 2 came out like after, it's like, dude, GTA 5 was in 2013. That was so long ago. But like Red Dead 2 was 2018. Everyone's like, it's been 10 years. They
skipped a whole generation.
Yeah, it's like, dude, we got Red Dead 2 in between. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like they've just been messing around GTA Online only. Like they made this massively awesome, good Western video games.
Also, like GTA Online prints money.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the rush?
Right. Yeah, that's what I think too. Originally, apparently, it was going to include huge sections of North and South America. They wanted it to be like the gigantic, biggest GTA map ever.
Which would fit
Like,
the Bonnie and Clyde, like
Yes.
road trip vibe, yeah.
Like robbing a bank in a state and then going to another
fleeing the state,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
That would be next level stuff, dude. That would be insane.
Yes.
But it's been scaled back. The new map is now set in a fictionalized Miami and surrounding areas.
Surrounding areas.
Don's got some theories on over there.
Drug smuggling is going
I am so happy.
down.
Literally since part 3, my fantasy for GTA has been take it back to Miami and connect the map. The region is Miami and part of Florida all the way through the Caribbean, and then just the northern set parts of, you could have locales in South America. So it's the whole drug running story that you're going through. Not only that, you got all these islands you can stop on. I mean, Huber's talking about going in the story back to when they're kids. I just flashed them like, how cool would it be if you're in some tropical island, some South American country, you're a kid, something with your parents or how you're hooked up happens, family bonds. Just that whole region, I think, is so appealing for a playground, GTA style playground. So this is a dream come true to hear they're coming to this region, Blood. I'm extremely pumped.
Yeah, and you said that the character is Latinx, right? So I wonder, maybe we start on out of the States and like they come, that would be really
like
cool.
Cuba or something maybe.
Yeah, they immigrate or whatever. Yeah, that'd be super.
Maybe their parents, and then you're like
bring
born
them,
in Vice City or whatever. Is it Vice City? Have they confirmed? Is it Vice City?
They've said fictionalized Miami. They haven't.
Okay.
Is Vice City Miami?
Basically,
it's supposed to be.
Okay.
None of them are like
Right.
Liberty City, New
Obviously.
York.
Yeah.
And then remember, GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas are that timeline, and then the HD timeline they call it is 4, 5, 6.
Oh, so
like,
Vice City doesn't exist.
In like the GTA 3, Vice City, and those are their own timeline. Yeah.
Ah. So
Interesting.
4, 5,
4,
and
5,
this
and then-
potentially are and online are canon to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huber, picture this. Bradley Spies in our behind-the-scenes chat just said, "True lies, yo." Just imagine flying the Harrier along the causeways.
No!
Dude, I want to watch True Lies right now.
It'd be so cool.
I'm so pumped. We did a fun little thing on one of my late night streams. We were playing Red Dead 2, and we got to the biggest town in Red Dead 2, and I was like, chat, I just want to like talk about GTA 6. Like, let's theorize. And I was just like in Saint Denis in Red Dead 2, and it's like such an immersive, awesome,
Saint Denis is great.
incredible location in
Especially
a video
at night,
game
dude.
at
It looks
night.
so good.
All of the little stories you can get involved in that are not really like scripted, they kind of just like
Yeah.
dynamically happen. But then like obviously you can't go in every building. Like obviously
Right,
a lot of them
right.
are just like window dressing.
Facades.
Yeah, facades. So it's like, what do you do in GTA 6? What is that next step? Do you want to be able to go in every building? That would feel unnecessary, maybe.
You can't go into every building in real life.
Exactly.
A lot of buildings
People
are
ain't gonna let
locked.
you in.
Sure, yeah. But it's like just finding that balance of like, how do you take it to the next level after GTA 5 and Red Dead 2? Like, what's the next step? Because to me, Red Dead 2, definitively, after replaying all the GTAs and Red Deads recently, like in the last couple of years, definitively best missions in any Rockstar game ever made, by far. By
Okay.
far, is Red Dead 2. That to me is like it's one of its legacies. Also, like the writing is probably
They
the
chain
best in
together
any-
really well too
Yeah.
in RDR2.
Yeah. And just like how different they all are, like they're just such good missions. So
And then obviously, like one of the biggest, the lead headline that a lot of people are talking about, which to me, like I don't know, something about it seems funny to me, like from however people look at it.
Here
it's
we
just
go.
like, you're playing as a woman. And so I guess there's been some backlash. I haven't seen it. I've only seen like the backlash to the backlash kind of thing, It's like, I don't know.
Right.
well, the headline
But-
also helped ignite that spark because in the headline or in the article, there was a quote of saying that it's going to be more culturally sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
So then everyone is like, "Oh, it's going to be censored
PC,
and nerfed,"
blah, blah.
and it's like, this game's 3 years away. Let's everyone take a
Right.
beat, and like, I
Also,
feel like
it's
Red Dead
such-
2 was way more culturally sensitive than GTA 5. Like we've
Right.
already been down this road. Like Red Dead 2 is such an incredible story and it still has all that rock star that you love. Obviously it's a
Right.
new era now. So I think no matter what, it is going to be and feel a little different. Like so many
Right.
of those old GTA 3 onward veterans leads are gone. Obviously Rockstar is massive and there's still hundreds of people that have worked on all those.
Yeah.
But it's definitely going to be a different era and I'm excited to see that.
Yeah.
Especially after you just told me morale is at an all-time high. That's good vibes.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny, like, the GTA games are satire games, right? Like, they're satire, and, like, it's like the Dave Chappelle, like, trans jokes. Like, comedians are supposed to be able to say whatever the fuck they want, and no one's allowed to get mad at them because they're comedians. It's like, no, dude, bro, freedom of speech, by the way, we get to get mad at you, too. That's part of it. But also, you can be edgy
Yeah.
and satirical
Yeah.
and dark
Yeah.
and make jokes about anybody and anything if you're not being a dick about it.
Red Dead 2, I
if
think,
you don't
nails
punch
that.
down,
Yeah.
you can make, like, a straight white guy can make a joke about a black trans woman if it's like including them in the laughter and not punching them in the fucking face. Like, you can do it. It's
Yeah.
harder because you actually have to fucking think.
Yeah.
But like everyone, like the gnashing of teeth and wringing of hands and rending of clothing about like, oh, PC culture gone mad. It's like, dude, you can still do fucking gnarly stuff without offending somebody,
Yeah.
without being mean to a group. You don't have to put somebody down to be shocking or to do something outside the norm, Like, whatever. Like, we don't have to think of examples, but like, you can definitely, it's
can do it. It's
possible. And
possible.
so like, everyone is just so sensitive about everything, but like, I don't know. It's like, who cares, man? Just
so
chill.
sensitive. It's like the all or nothing, you know?
Right.
I always get criticized for like taking the middle ground, and it's like, well, that's where I want to live. Is that I want to see it all.
Right.
Like, with video games, like we're talking about video games,
Right. Like, that's the thing.
Like-
These are all video games.
Yeah.
Like, they're an entertainment art form.
Yeah.
That can bring you beautiful moments, can really enhance your life, can be truly incredible. Also, probably not that worth getting too bent out of shape about. Right?
But do you think there's like maybe part of this is like that there is, since GTA 3 in particular, this element of GTA being essentially like a male power fantasy, right? It's like you had
Right.
strippers, you had prostitutes, you had all of
Right.
this stuff. And so, and I'm talking as an outsider because like a lot of that stuff that's defined it is like, I don't really want to be involved in this.
That's not your power
This is
fantasy,
not
yeah.
my entertainment.
Well, it's funny because it's you can read GTA specifically, talking mostly about like 4 and 5, I guess, the HD, the more modern ones. You can read them in a couple of different ways, right? Where it's like, okay, are we acting out this male power fantasy, or is that part of the satire? Is that
Right.
part of the criticism? It's like, watch American Psycho. Like, the movie literally goes off the rails at the end, and he becomes like an invincible, like, macho killing machine, right? And it's like, that's part of the satire. That's the joke. It's like all the dudes who don't get that Fight Club is not. It's not saying that this is good. It's against this. It's like all the dudes are like, yeah, Tyler Durden. It's like, no, bro, you're who the movie is talking to. You're not in on the joke. You are the joke. And like, to me, it's that. It's like, okay, GTA. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't in the room. Like, maybe the Hausers just are like macho whatever guys and whatever. But like, Sophia turned me around on it. Like she was really telling me more and more about like, and showing me stuff, and we listen to like the radio stuff sometimes, and like
Love the radio.
the satire is actually like pretty good most of the
so
time, and
smart.
pretty
A lot of
smart
smart.
and pretty funny.
Yep.
And like what's his name? One of the radio guys, he's like a macho, like sexist guy who like, I'm a recovered sexist or whatever, but he's still like super sexist. He's that guy. I can't remember his name. I could see his face. Whatever. But it's really funny, right? And it's like, because it's making fun of him because he doesn't see himself. And it's like, that's GTA, right? Like it's making fun of capitalism and the West and culture and like this American machismo. Like, that's the joke. So it's like, yeah, you do it because it's the joke. Like, Trevor is ridiculous and out there, but also like, part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Fernando Martinez you were talking about? No.
I just hope
Frequent
they
radio.
have a lot of good social media jokes. I'm excited for that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
a lot of stuff with
Oh
the
my God, the
websites and all that
version,
before.
the version of TikTok or whatever that's going to be in this game, dude. Holy
The like social media
crap.
influencer character that you're
Yes.
gonna get involved with,
Or
like-
whatever TikTok has become
Yeah.
in 3 years when this game comes out. Like, oh man, that's going to be
Yeah.
funny.
Well, and then on the flip side of it, I have seen some people that are like a little hesitant, a little skeptical of like, can they pull off making this Latina character?
yeah.
In a way that feels authentic. And that's a question I have is like, do you think that this character will be somebody that, that people that are like her actually feel represented by, or will it just be like another way to play into the
I guess
power
I don't,
fantasy?
I don't know, but like I don't
Red
I
Dead
don't
2,
know how
trust.
people responded to what's his name, Franklin in 5?
Franklin rules.
Oh, yeah.
Like people seem to love Franklin.
CJ
Like,
fucking rules.
Yeah.
Like, they have some of the best. Like that's Nico Bellic is the best. Like all their characters are so good. Tommy Vercetti, like these
Yeah.
icons. They don't do bad protagonists. Like GTA Red Dead, you're getting somebody incredible. Like they don't miss. They
they're
don't
like
miss that.
troubled. They're like bad dudes, but they're like well told. Yeah, and yeah, they've done non-white characters. They've done gay characters.
Oh, Gay
like-
Tony.
Yeah.
Gay Tony shout out.
I mean, obviously, I'm not like the most familiar with the GTA series, like not compared to you, but I don't know.
Where's Jones?
Yeah, right. Oh, we'd be in here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Joe's would be talking forever.
And then back to the location, Miami. I mean, you guys are hyped. It's been a while since Vice City.
Absolutely.
But is there also a sense of like, are they on a cycle? Do they have to be in these same like 3 main locations for main games?
Yeah, like
I was a little surprised.
Vice City hypes me. We have not seen it in a very long time, and especially we're about to see it. It's gonna look crazy. I was more hyped when I thought it was gonna be kind of that southern swath, you know? So it depends on how many extra places they have other than Vice City Miami, whatever they're gonna call it in the end. So yeah, it kind of just depends.
Yeah. Well, I imagine too that, you know, if it's not like specifically Miami, if it is Vice City and it's very fictionalized, and that gives them a lot more room to like put more islands out there that, you know, might represent the Bahamas or Trinidad or whatever.
Oh my God! What if it's just? What if it's just like?
But it's like it doesn't have to be like hundreds of miles away, right?
Yeah.
So,
do you think they'll be full on like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, just like sail around the island?
I was just gonna say
get
boats.
a little,
get a speedboat. Yeah.
Boats are gonna be crazy. Like you're gonna be drug running in a boat,
Scuba
like,
diving.
sick.
Submarine.
The submarine in 5 is really cool. You get like the UFO parts or whatever. You
Oh
can, like,
yeah.
so sick. Oh, this is fun,
Dude, I feel like I want to.
I loved this. I said, my friend, like, doesn't care about a lot of video games, is diehard Grand Theft Auto Red Dead fanatic. It's his favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, read this. Send him the article, like GTA 6 news. Let's go. And he's like, call me in 2024. It was nothing. I was like, dude, we have GTA 6 news confirmation. I mean, it's unconfirmed, confirmed, right? Like,
Right.
Still.
Yeah. Unnamed sources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
GTA
the other
6
thing is like,
news.
grain of salt, I guess, with everything. And I mean, like,
And so much could
It's-
just change.
so much
Sure,
could change.
sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure, sure,
I mean,
sure.
I hope they don't like change because of feedback or something like Star Wars. But like, it's funny because like representation matters, right? So like to me, it means a lot to get to play as a girl in one of these games because it's like that was always the missing piece, right? And it's like I love
characters are
Arthur
so-
Morgan, you know, like I love John Marston, and like I love all these guys, and it's like, okay, this is really great, but there's that little barrier. And I mean, I guess, you know, the flip is true. Like the people who are not excited about it, you know, sure, I guess you'll feel that little bit of distance, but it's like that's the distance that we've been feeling for every single one of these games, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, also the fact that, I mean, even though we don't know all the details, it does sound like there's probably going to be
it's
multiple
going to be
playable
multiple
characters
and if it's
again,
Bonnie
so-
and Clyde, that's at
yeah.
least a girl and a guy.
It's
like,
just-
probably.
It's just insane to me that it's like even a thing. Like I look at characters and their characters and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Period. Like, okay, GTA 6, we're these characters. Cool. Like, I don't
look at
know
it-
why it's a thing.
To me, it's
God.
To me, it's more.
Grow up.
It's more like, yeah. If they're a character, they're a character, and if it's a character creator, then that's a you analog, like more directly. Obviously, like you experience things differently through different characters, but like if it ain't character creator, like they're telling you a story about this person.
Yeah, it's exciting.
You're shaping the story, but it's still that person. Yeah.
If it happened in Miami, where would you want it to be? What else is good? Chicago?
I really wanted.
I love Chicago.
I like GTA London. They did the OG one. I would love to go back across the
What
pond.
was that on? Is that like a PS?
That was PS1. Yeah, PC.
Oh, PS1.
PC, I think it's
Okay.
PS1 and
literally,
PC.
yeah, like the
So
early
before
stuff.
GTA
the like
3.
top down
Yeah,
stuff.
before 3. Yeah, want to say it was like
Was GTA 1 in London, or was GTA London was like a offshoot? I'm confused.
Fuck,
by
what's
it.
it called? It's called like Cyber Attack City, like, or something. There's like some
Right.
weird
It's like a
names.
fake place.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's some weird names for the first couple.
Yeah, because 1 and 2, I didn't remember it being
Yeah.
in a city, and then it was GTA London was like 2.5, right?
Yeah. 2.5, good way to quantify that. Yeah,
Playing that during shop class on the computer in the school.
we were talking about maybe seeing these characters' entire lives, so it'd be nice to see the city through multiple time periods
Oh yeah. See the change.
and see that. Yeah,
There's a lot of change that happens in big cities like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
That would be
but
really
the
cool.
Rockstar attention to detail is next level.
Also, like that would
So-
explain if they're going from like the whole United States scale to one
Yep.
city.
Just make it like
but one city,
numerous.
yeah, like 7 times.
Yeah, be sick.
Whoa.
Yes.
This could be cool.
Yep.
And like a
'Cause they
modern
kinda-
day Bonnie and Clyde is so
They
cool.
they kind of do it to a degree in Mafia 2. Mafia 2 takes place over like
Oh, right.
10-ish,
Yeah, yeah.
15, whatever years. I forget exactly how many. And the city does change a little bit. And you see other like cars and billboards and different
Okay.
little changes
That's cool.
subtly.
That's real, man. When I was in Chicago, whenever I was like last year or whatever, I was at a coffee shop with my friend, and it was like 20 or 30 minutes before I realized like that was the train stop I got off at for a year and a half when I like lived 5 blocks away from that coffee shop, but everything looked so different I didn't recognize it.
That's crazy.
And I was like, oh wait, I used to walk here every day. It's like, what?
That's a trip.
Yeah, it was weird. It broke my brain for a minute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, right now, like even here, like downtown LA, they've been building these giant buildings for like 5 years.
Yeah, forever.
And so the skyline is entirely different
Yeah.
than, when I lived close.
2024 or 2025?
25.
Probably 25.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd give them more time than anything,
Yeah.
considering that,
Also,
we
this
said,
isn't-
there's no rush.
This isn't official. And like,
Yeah.
I don't think things should be announced or talked about in official channels like more than like a year out, you know?
Yeah. Well, the fact that they
love the
don't seem to even
GTA
have a
hype,
timeline internally,
It's like
Right.
top 10 hypes, dude. GTA hype. It's on the list. It's so up there.
I'm hyped for it.
It
I'm
is
really excited.
going to be the biggest video game launch in the history of the industry,
Yeah.
and that is the easiest prediction of all time. It's crazy. I feel like the entire so many countries are just all in at the exact same time. Like the internet is gonna break because of this launch.
I wonder, if they put the Clyde character on the box in most regions.
Oh, you gotta have the
I think
you gotta
they'll
have both.
It'll be
Yeah.
the like spread of everybody probably, but
Love GTA box art. Oh my god.
Yeah. We good?
Good.
Good. I'll make sure.
Good.
Get it out of your system.
Yeah.
Ready to move on?
Yeah, because now we're not gonna be able to talk about it for another 6 months probably. So
We'll see.
yeah.
It could be, correction leaks,
yeah.
reactions to
yeah.
the reactions, that kind of thing.
Totally.
Or they might come out as a response to this with an
Yeah.
official statement.
Oh,
like,
yeah. Get like a little teaser thing.
Yeah.
Follow up.
See a logo.
Oh
See
man.
a skyline.
I mean, the first reveals
font.
they always do is the logo stuff, and then they do like the city,
Yeah,
right?
remember
Don't they?
for part 5, everyone was waiting for them to give you anything,
Yes,
and they released those
dude.
8 pictures of Los Angeles, and none of them had main characters, none of them anything. They're
Right.
just
Yeah,
like
it's always
snapshots
just
of
the city, yeah.
and it was just like,
Yeah, that's
oh.
the thing you're reminding me of. Rockstar is very, very stringent on trailers.
They're
Yeah.
the best.
And
at
so,
hype.
They do the best ones.
They
though.
do.
The good ones.
They make every one of them an event.
Yeah, the narration.
They do
Yeah.
3 or 4.
They
Yes.
do, they do
And
the
that's
city trailer, and then they do the story trailer, and then they do the gameplay trailer.
Yeah, they're like, you can walk
and then
in
the launch
here.
trailer, and that's like it.
All right.
We'll get back to some more news in a moment. But if you're enjoying this show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell on YouTube. And leave a rating on the podcast services if you're a listener. And all that helps us get in front of more eyeballs and people. And part of that is just recommending it to your friends as well. If you like it, you probably know someone that likes it as well. And now, a word from our sponsors.
We don't have any.
sponsors, do we?
No,
So
it's just cut to the wide.
here we
and
go.
then Do the next
Moving
story.
on. If you're a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. Also from Bloomberg, the Knights of the Old Republic remake that we found out about last September
What a trip.
is on indefinite hold or pause or whatever. This is a crazy story.
Yeah,
So
this
they
is
thought
a
they were on
trip.
track. They thought things were going good. They make a
Jeez.
demo. They send this demo to Lucasfilm and Sony, and then the next week, the company fires the design director and the art director. I'm like, what?
Insane move.
Didn't even give them a chance to make an adjustment.
Yeah.
They're
No,
just
you're
like,
fired.
nah.
Yeah.
It's like giving notes without saying anything is wrong. Just like, we don't like that.
Well, it does
Okay, what?
sound like they're
Nothing.
way off target in a way because it's it's been in development for like 3 years apparently.
Okay, so it's probably the footage was so
And-
rough. I bet like nothing and
Yeah.
Supposedly the game was supposed to be out this year.
Jeez.
and
And
I bet it's
developers
not
at the
even
studio are
close.
saying 2025
Wow.
is what it would probably take.
Wow.
For
it's
a
mess.
remake.
It's a mess.
Like the roadmap is already there.
Yeah, all
Right.
the building blocks kind
Good God.
The outline. The outline is there.
Although, I mean, an old BioWare game, like, you
Yeah.
gotta reinvent some
Oh,
systems,
for sure. For sure, but it's like you don't have to rewrite it all.
Mm-hmm.
You know the premise, you know the locations and characters roughly, you know, like that all's done.
Wild.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the last little wedge in this is interesting. So Aspire is now part of the Embracer Group.
Quick
And-
aside,
yeah.
the Switch version was broken, but then they patched
Different
it.
thing.
The Switch
Yeah,
version of
of the
Knights of the
original.
Old Republic 2.
2.
Yeah.
Got
So
it.
that was a port. And,
So Knights of the Republic is
and
struggling.
it also
right
ended
now,
up like
is the message.
the original.
Is what?
struggling.
Well, I don't
We
know
gotta-
if did they fix that bug?
They
Yeah, so they
fixed
fixed
it.
the
Okay,
bug. It
okay.
also sounded like the original report made it sound more dire than it was. Like
Right.
it was
like in
it wasn't
some
something you were
situation-
guaranteed to
yeah.
hit that bug. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some people did and some people didn't.
Got it.
But yeah, and also Knights of the Old Republic 2 is not a perfect game
Yeah,
to
yeah.
start out with for them
Yeah.
to have to port.
Yeah, it was rough.
But yeah, so anyways, so Aspire is part of Embracer Group now, as is Saber Interactive. And so apparently Saber Interactive had been pulled into Assist, and now the rumor is that they may just be handed the entire project.
Ugh.
They just might take it over.
Shit.
What else did Aspire do?
So that's the thing is Aspire has largely been about porting games.
Right.
Like most of the stuff that they've...
Because I recognize, I can picture the logo, but I don't remember why.
Yeah, like specifically back in the day, like a lot of the things that they were known for were like Mac ports. They'd port
Okay.
games from PC to Mac.
Yeah, that's why I know that logo.
Yeah. And yeah, they've been doing a lot of these Star Wars conversions and putting things on Switch. And
It just shows you that just because a game is a remake doesn't mean it makes itself.
Yeah.
You know, a shit ton of time and money and work goes into it, and game development is hard, and we should always remember that.
crazy
Well
as the
said.
art director was also...
That's the funny thing.
That's
where
a
it's
weird
like,
one,
Because
right?
it was the lead
does
designer.
it look bad?
Yeah, it's the
Like,
director and the art the director and the art director. So you got to
design
figure
director and art director, yeah.
That's just like they didn't like the entire vision, basically, of it.
or it's like
essentially.
they really hated the visuals.
All of it.
just
yeah.
the entire visual direction of it is what that would say.
But I mean, I'm sure. I feel like there has to be more to it than they saw or played a demo, and they just fired them without saying anything. Like there had to
Right.
have been like months of back and forth, and then they just like didn't listen. Because I know that happens sometimes, where it's like you get someone who's a creative, who will think that their vision is better than the leadership's, and sometimes they're right, sometimes that's wrong, and like they'll stick to their guns, thinking, I'll win them over, I'll wow them, I'll prove them wrong, and then the higher ups just go, we gave you this note 6 months ago, you're fired. Like, you know? Yeah, maybe it's that,
maybe,
but
no, because that's the thing is that everyone thought they were good.
right.
They submitted this demo, they thought they were good, and so it feels like just like a creative vision kind of clash, right?
That's like my nightmare. Like,
So, like it's like we love what we're doing. Everyone here's all on board, and then
Yeah.
you show it to Lucas, and they're like, "Oh, no, this
It's
doesn't
like-
match what we want to do."
it's like you stay up all week doing your science project, and you're so stoked, and you turn into your teacher, and you get like a D.
Right.
Just like shit.
Or it's like when we pitched Seedlings.
Happened? I thought it was good.
When we pitched Seedlings to Netflix, like they gave us development money to do it, to develop it. We had companies on board, you know, like cool, impressive people helping us.
Ready to go.
Ready, and like we come in and we were like, we spent time trying to make it not look like Minecraft, and then the note was just like, we wanted it to look like Minecraft. Pass, you know? And we were like, give us 10 minutes, they're boxes. Like, we'll
Yeah.
make it look like Minecraft. Damn. But no.
The other thing it reminds me of, and this is more of a Jones story, so I kind of wish he was here again, but it's the game trailers top 100 games
Oh yeah.
Oh
You know,
yeah, I love
greenlit,
that story. Yeah, brutal,
like
brutal.
list put together, which is like
Weeks
nightmarishly
of- yeah.
difficult to do, amongst a huge staff. And then somebody's like, "Oh, IGN just did that, so we don't want to do it too." I'm like, what?
Which is the wrong decision. Like that means that's why you do it.
Ride
also
those
he-
IGN coattails.
Yeah.
Ride them.
Like here's our take. Like get those clicks.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, any kind of top, whatever.
Yeah,
like
top 10
everyone's
stuff.
doing that at some point.
Yeah. And then Jones also said like they had done a few where like MTV just changed it.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, here's our top 10 and bottom 10 games of whatever. And MTV was like, no, do these. And they were just like, oh, well then why'd you ask us to do... He talked about it in the min-max thing. He's just like, why'd you ask us to do this then?
I don't
What a
remember that one,
trip.
but interesting.
I don't specifically remember. He talks about it in the min-max thing, but I don't remember specifically which thing it was.
Yeah. Well, also the design of that would have been entirely different, being a bunch of videos that were like releasing every day.
Right.
But that's what I mean. It's like it could be just that much of a whim.
You're like,
one
it's
higher
fine.
up just doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, especially when you get involved with Disney stuff, right? Because like Disney Interactive Studios, they got those guys that did Pure and Split Second, bought that whole company, and then next guy in line is like, we don't want to be making video games.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Like Konami. They're like
Well,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Konami's
and
releasing
Pachinko.
Bomberman again, so
Oh, great. We're okay then.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
And they're
Yeah.
re-releasing Metal Gear.
We'll see.
Um,
Allegedly, we'll see.
They're putting out the games that they had legal
Yeah.
expiration dates on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
It's
We
for
were-
themselves.
We were hoping for some kind of nice collection or whatever, but we'll see.
Yeah.
even if they're just online, like digital, just
Yeah.
whatever you want to do.
I don't know how well we'll be able to unwrap this madness here. The Nier Automata church mystery. So a user named Sad Fatago claimed to find a secret room in Nier Automata that no one else seems to be able to access or confirm. There's debate about whether it's real or not, but it also seems to be too advanced to be a result of a mod. The person is hard to communicate with. They kind of like bounce after someone starts talking to them. They're potentially younger. Potentially English may not be their first language. At first, they didn't even know how to take footage on their PS4, so they like
Used
took
their
a short
mom's
clip with their
phone.
mom's phone, but their mom told them not to record too long and to take out storage.
What a trip.
Even with no clip mods, no one's been able to find the area. People have like dug through files, haven't been able to find some of this stuff. But they also modders like say that there's no way known to add like custom map data or custom levels.
So the modding community is
The
baffled.
modding community is baffled.
If the modding community is baffled, it's code red.
Lance McDonald or
Like,
whatever is baffled.
Yeah. So Lance McDonald, who had
What?
found another secret recently that had been confirmed by the developers, is like
Yeah.
cheat code to like skip the endings or whatever.
Sick.
Shared a video, one of the first videos, saying someone randomly posted a video on the Nier Automata subreddit
That's the one I saw, yeah.
showing they found a secret room in the copied city. So far, no one else has worked out how they managed to make this secret door appear. Literally one person on Earth has accessed this room, and we're utterly mind blown.
And what's interesting is they were able to later get different footage and show more, and the gameplay of like going down the ladder and stuff is different. So it seems to be like new, fresh gameplay in this other clip. Because I was like, okay, if the gameplay is identical, then it's like maybe faked or something. But it seems two potential things come to my mind. One, it's fake. Two, Yoko Taro, right?
Yep.
I would not put it past him to have patched it in somehow.
But then
that
everyone-
one person gets this update, and then like they were just wait, or like like 0.01% of all games got this stuff, and he was just waiting for someone to find it, like one,
Yeah.
because it's
Because
possible.
apparently it says 1.0 version.
Right.
So like not even a patched version of the game.
Unpatched offline version. But I'm sure the modding
They
community
said
and
their
everyone has
PS4
tried
was.
that.
They said their PS4 was offline. Yeah.
I'm sure the hardcore Nier community though has rolled it back to the normal.
Oh yeah,
you know, and
they matched the version of this
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
They did everything. They tried everything that the person does, and like the information
Love
they
it.
got.
I absolutely
and
love
no
it.
one can do it.
What's
That's
one-
why I think that I wouldn't put it past the devs to have literally like somehow made it so that like a very small subset of the games had this church thing in it, and none of the other games did.
Or another thing, that people are wondering is if it's just like the whole thing is just a publicity stunt somehow.
Right.
That
Like
they-
Sad
that they're
Futago
doing
is
themselves,
the
yeah.
devs, yeah. Ooh, that seems likely.
some DLC.
That
maybe,
seems
like,
highly
out of nowhere,
likely.
new
That seems
version.
likely.
Okay, because I saw Yoko Taro respond
He
cheekily.
loves, yeah.
And he loves, it's just nothing new with his behavior there. Like, he likes to
Well, and he
troll
even-
and give it back to.
He responded.
Yeah.
He responded to a tweet about this with like,
Yeah.
refer to my bio.
Yeah.
And his bio on Twitter is, I can't answer any questions
Yeah.
about these games. Leave me alone.
So
Basically,
good.
like refer to the publisher. And so it's just like,
What are you
yeah,
gonna do?
man. Like that's a great idea that they're doing it.
Yeah.
That they are Sad Futago.
It's one of my favorite things in games is these types of stories. Like the Batman Arkham games come to mind immediately when people were discovering things over a year later after the game came out, like years later. And then,
I love it.
yeah. And
What's
just,
the Mega Man 9 or whatever? One of them that has like a secret that they claim has
that they
still
would
not
never-
been found.
Yeah, Damiani spent days
Yeah.
like just grinding on and
I
still
think it was
never found
9.
out.
I don't remember if it was 9 or not, but yeah.
when the
I think-
devs are
I
like
think it was
years
9.
later, they're like, yep, still
Still
something
something
out
out
there.
there,
It's
yeah.
so good.
But yeah.
And it's like, is
Love
that just a troll? Like what?
Yeah. Are you just trying to get people to like get back in?
Right,
or like,
right,
like,
right.
I believe you. I
Or
believe
like
you.
Silver Pendant in Dark Souls where it just like doesn't do anything, but everyone spent like forever trying to figure out what it does, you know?
Yeah. And there was another more recent video that they had put up, and one of the modders named Meows and Stuff responded to him saying, "What I just saw is either a real cut boss fight or the best mod I have ever seen come out of a Nier game."
Yeah.
So it's, again,
Because the footage looks crazy.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot going on.
And like,
Even the way the door opens, like that
yeah.
looks so cool.
And
Yeah.
they like Lance McDonald or one of the modders was like, yeah, there are no different assets, like nothing has been data mined from this, like there's nothing, and it's like you could reuse assets entirely and make a whole area, so like data
Yeah.
mining and whatever wouldn't really necessarily yield stuff, but like you'd still think there'd be like level IDs or codes or something.
in there.
Yeah. It's crazy.
And,
Love
and
it.
it some of it does definitely feel like an unfinished thing, like because he was talking about being confused about like being able to walk through this blobby character that
Yeah.
didn't respond to attacks or something like
Right.
that. That's the other thing. Is like
Yeah, no
having this
collision.
person who is submitting the footage, not even sure what they're looking at.
And just seem generally like nonchalant about the whole thing. Like someone was like, "What if they're just like a 12-year-old who doesn't even understand what
Yeah.
they're doing to the Nier community,
They
and like
just
they just
found it.
happen to be the only person who has this in their game?" And it's just like,
It's like
bonkers.
winning the lotto in a way where it's just like, dude, if you take all these certain steps and eliminate these enemies but leave these alive and get here before a certain time and
Yeah.
it triggers, it's just like 50 things have to happen for it to
yeah,
trigger
yeah,
something.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was something that they
One
did
in a
like
billion.
at the start of the game that none of them are considering,
yeah.
and like that opens this door. Like it could be something, yeah, simple as that. But yeah, who knows?
Stay tuned. I hope it
Yeah, I
gets
hope we
solved.
see more.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is like that the modders can't people who can literally just look at the code
Yeah,
of the
like,
game,
break it all apart.
can't
They're-
figure it out. Like that's crazy. Which makes me think it's fake or the devs are doing it or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And if it's fake, it has
If
to
it's
be
fake, it's
very
amazing.
elaborate.
Yeah.
If it's fake, that's kind of annoying, but I
It's
won't-
also
I
kinda
won't be
cool.
annoyed.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it is
I don't
cool.
know,
It is
whatever.
cool. It is cool. I hope it's legit.
Yeah, I hope it's real. I hope it's like part of something else.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Lead into something. Mm-hmm. Also this week, Wave 2, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass, is coming August 4th, including 8 new tracks, as each one will.
Sorry, hindsight.
We've got the New York Minute from Mario Kart Tour, Mario Circuit 3 from the Super NES original game, the Calamari Desert from the N64, which is great.
Yeah.
Such a
Definitely
good
remember
ass.
that one. Waluigi Pinball.
Looks crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
the DS from the DS game, which is just a fantastic course. And that's one cup, and then the next one has.
That's got to be one of the best Mario Karts, right? That DS one,
Mm-hmm.
so good.
Damiani likes it.
Sydney Sprint in Australia, Snowland, which is GBA, which is the one that like I think most people have probably skipped.
Totally.
But that.
I had it going
Anytime
up, but I don't remember it.
anytime when I see one of the GBA tracks, I'm like, just have no reference point. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mushroom Gorge for Wii, which I didn't remember at first, but then when I saw the trailer,
I
I
like
was like,
that one.
yeah, that's a cool.
You guys
I
weren't
like that
excited,
track.
but I was like, that was a cute one. I don't know.
It's
And,
Wii.
and then a brand new
Mario Kart Wii was
Mario
fine.
Kart Wii is actually really good.
It's good. What the hell?
Just kidding around. It's
I liked it. I don't know.
Sky High Sunday,
Yeah.
Brand new.
track.
filled with larger-than-life desserts at nearly every turn.
Ice cream.
Ice cream
fantasy.
track.
Love it. I love dessert, and I love being small with big things.
I gotta send you that thing.
Yeah. You were telling me about that.
Yeah.
It's
Funny.
Meta is increasing the price of the Quest 2 headsets
This is crazy.
by $100 starting
The hell?
August 1st. So they will now be $400 for the 128 gigabyte model and $500 for the 256.
Do they use gas? Is that why?
They're doing so in order to continue investing and moving the VR industry forward.
Get out of here with that.
So it sounds like one of the it's typical like Silicon Valley investor thing where it's like we'll just sell these at a loss, and then eventually
Right.
realize we have to stop doing.
We're not
that.
selling enough software to make up for the loss. Yeah, and I mean, like, maybe it's because of like the everything shortage that like parts are more expensive now.
That's a good call.
So it's like maybe they weren't selling it quite at a loss, but then they began to because of that. But like, yeah, who knows? It's weird because it's like it's the logic is circular because it's like, okay, not enough people are buying VR, so we have to make it cost more. And it's like, okay, sure, that'll work.
Yeah, it's really like I've never seen anyone pull this.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
And like they're not dripping with goodwill either because everyone's like,
No.
I don't want to log into Facebook, and it's just like
Yeah, well, they at least
They changed that eventually, but it's just like,
you still have to
yeah.
have an account, of course,
Yeah.
but not tied to a Facebook account.
yeah.
Skip.
So weird,
I already have one. But it was funny because it's like the rumors of a Quest 3
right?
have like been around for a while. And it's like, okay, but now the Quest 2 just costs more? Okay. Like, sure, I
So
guess
now the
that's one
Quest-
way to go.
Now the Quest 3 can be even 100 above that.
Right.
Hey, you got like 3 days left,
Oh, before they raise it?
Before yeah, August 1st, right?
I'm saving for PSVR 2 at this point. Just that
Yeah.
one,
Which actually, the hardware on that actually seems good.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which,
PSVR 1 was bad.
Yeah.
they showed off some new features this week.
The
They showed off the see-through mode so that like you can see your surroundings and stuff while you're in the headset.
great quality of life feature.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
And
Quest
you can,
has that.
You can
A few of the other
also
ones
do
have that.
That's awesome.
the thing where you like paint your play area so
Nice.
you
Quest
can
has that,
see
too.
exactly where you're gonna be.
Yeah, you got to figure like PSVR even 2 will always just be a little
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
From
Yeah, I mean, it needs to not be $100 more.
Right.
It has to hit the consumer price point.
Well, because the PSVR 2 is already at a disadvantage because like not enough people can get PS5s even.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like your install base is automatically smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also are going to have an option, which is pretty cool, that a broadcast mode that superimposes you on your stream. So people will be able to see you on the screen alongside
Nice.
of the gameplay.
That's
Oh,
cool.
Yeah.
that's actually kind of cool because like that's what the Beat Saber streamers do, but it takes like a big green screen setup and like cameras and that's
Yeah.
interesting. That's cool.
Do you both think that with Sony games going to PC now, do you think PSVR 2 loses a little bit because some of those maybe console exclusive PSVR games will come to PC and then you could use a Quest
or do they make it?
Oculus?
Or do they make PSVR work on PC?
Oh,
That would be cool.
yeah. But even the option of being able to use like a Quest or
Yeah.
I wonder.
I mean,
I
if they're
just-
starting to sell them on there, then yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I think it's still a little ways to see because like we haven't seen them do that
Yeah.
with any of their first party PR titles.
Yeah.
And then everything else. I mean, like, Moss Book 2, like, it was on PSVR, and then a couple months later it came to Quest. So.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of. Yeah, Moss 2.
And like, some of them, like they're so PlayStation themed, like Astrobot. It would be weird.
Yeah.
but
Right.
whatever. Playing it on a Vive, it's just like, oh, the PlayStation Museum.
There have been disputed reports suggesting Roller Champions
Oh right.
will be canceled after season 3. But after the reports came out, then like the developers were like, no, Ubisoft is all behind us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a weird little back and forth going on there.
Decently fun game. Check out our stream. Damiani and I
Yeah.
streamed it.
Wow.
It's solid.
Yeah.
But that's such a crowded space right now. So I just compare it to like Knockout City.
yeah.
It's
to me,
so hard not to compare so many of those free-to-play multiplayer games to each other.
I think
And
that
you can like only pick one or two to really stick with,
I think that Roller Champions stumbled with the unlocks were too slow. Like I played like 10 matches and it wanted you to like to get like the next level. It wanted you to play like 25 matches or something crazy like that. And I was just like, dude,
Settle
what?
in.
Like
Jeez.
well, we
that's
also
like-
were really
yeah.
confused at like trying to like group up
Group
with each
up,
other,
yeah.
and it's like I'm here, and they're like,
Right.
it says we can't do it, and
Totally.
so I think that you'd have to have like a full
A
three
full
player group, but it
team.
doesn't actually tell you that.
Yeah.
And so I think stuff like that could really like just like make people bounce.
yeah.
Totally.
I also just don't know if like is Roller Champions really suited to the free to play model, right?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
what do you add to that game that makes it
Yeah.
more interesting?
Honestly, bud, yeah. Like,
Because like
You
Rocket
go around
League,
in
you
a
can do all
circle,
kinds of
yeah.
things with cars, right?
Yeah.
You put the flags on it and whatever, but it's like when you've got a roller skating character, then like your only option is to like try to get more of those license deals and stuff. I just don't know what all you could do that would
Yeah.
make people want to invest in it.
yeah, because even the maps, it's like, oh, I want to see the new maps. Like, oh, they look cool in the background, but like when you're playing, you don't even like really notice them. So like, doesn't even matter if they.
One,
add-
yeah, the rotation was like mostly one map when I was playing it. And like I think there is something to be said for like a character customization stuff, like cool new skates and wheels and
Right,
clothes
but a lot
and all
of times
that,
your
but-
colors are going to be the colors of your team, right?
Yeah.
So-
I don't know.
Fun.
but
It's
yeah.
fun. It's fun.
It just you needed to unlock stuff way more.
Right.
I just like the
Yeah,
tackles and the throw. Like,
the
dude,
checking
I just
was
wonder
really
if like
good.
if there's some kind of different model that's like not the full free to play thing that you're relying on, and like put this game out for $20 and
I think 10.
maybe
Because I mean, like,
I don't know.
it's a
still
simple
gotta
experience.
maintain the servers or whatever. But yeah,
I don't.
Well, then you have the battle pass with all the cosmetics.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. But I don't think enough people would have done it if it cost money.
It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah, it's a weird spot. There's
Yeah.
there's some in between space there, I think.
But like roller
Yeah.
skating it's not like huge in the zeitgeist, but it definitely like a lot of people. I picked it up during COVID. Like it's been in the meta,
Sure.
And like there's that other one, Roller whatever, coming out that we saw that trailer.
Oh, Roller
for.
Drome, yeah.
Roller Drome, which also looks cool as hell. So it's like there's something in the water about skating. So I don't know.
Hell yeah.
Here's a unexpected one. Funko announced their own game coming from a new studio with former Lego devs. They're still keeping the franchises or whatever that are going to be in there under wraps, but yeah, you can get a full-on Funko game. I don't know like what the gameplay, because like in Lego you've got the bricks,
Yeah.
so I don't know like with the 3D platforming and stuff like what kind of hook you could have with Funkos.
Or are they just gonna try to do Skylanders Disney Infinity
I was
again?
just going to say it.
gosh.
You have your Funko. If you, could,
if you have, I mean, the
It's
way you
really
do
the
it, I
next
was just
level,
thinking
yeah.
about it is like you have an app on your phone
yeah, and you scan
that's
it in.
linked to the game. You just scan your
Oh, and it could just
Funko,
recognize what
and
it
it
is without
recognizes
having a
AR
NFT or
AR
whatever.
recognizes that you see it.
That'd be cool because like
NFC.
Yeah, that's it.
yeah, I never got into Funkos. One of my buddies is, and
I don't know how you prove that you bought it, but whatever.
yeah, I just know like if you're into Funkos, you're super into Funkos. and
Sophia's
that-
got a few of them.
yeah, that would be such a cool way to be able to use your hard-earned collection.
Yeah. And it's like I wonder how murky and difficult that license deal is, because it's like they got the license to make the toy.
Yeah.
Can you then extend that into, did they think of this years ago in their contracts with these companies, or are they starting to build it in now? Who knows? But
I think it's separate.
could they put it in a game? Yeah, who knows?
Because if it weren't, then they would just, here they are.
Right.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Lord of the Rings Gollum has been delayed from early September by a few months. That was my fizzle during our game preview.
Yeah.
So
No faith in that game. If it's
we'll see.
If it's good, it'll be a pleasant surprise. But I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's good. The graphics look kind of old.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm not holding my breath on that one.
yeah, I mean, they're not like a full AAA developer.
Yeah.
Just play
So I wasn't
sticks in the
expecting
meantime.
necessarily that, but
So do they delay that past Christmas blood then, or is it into next year?
by a few months.
A few months means
A few months could mean anything.
Yeah.
Why, are you going to put it on your fantasy league?
If it's well, I'm thinking about it.
Why
That
would you
game-
add it now?
72 Metacritic.
No one sees
Probably.
it coming. No one sees Gollum coming.
Further leaks of Tactics Ogre Reborn
Shit, yeah.
indicate the title could release on November 11th.
Ah!
Some more info and stuff in there. It's funny that it has not been confirmed as a game yet.
Dude, Tactics Ogre, man. Come
Everything's
on.
coming back. All of it.
And I give crossovers about 6 more months before we stop caring. Weird crossovers continue this week. LeBron James is in Multiverses. Ghost in the Shell is coming to Call of Duty Mobile. John Cena and a bunch of WWE stuff is coming to Fortnite, Rocket League, and Fall Guys.
Man,
John Cena.
the same thing going to a bunch of different stuff is funny to me. Are they all owned by
They're all
Epic?
under Epic, yeah.
Okay, oh, then never
Yeah,
mind.
they bought those
I
companies.
forgot they bought Fall Guys.
It's time for love and respect. Love and respect from Alex Garcia. Hi, allies. First time submitting. Thank you very much. What do you think is the best video game song with lyrics?
Snake Eater.
Snake Eater.
It's pretty good. Recently came to the definitive answer that it's Connected, Yours from Forever from Tetris Effect, with Lonely Rolling Star from Katamari Damacy being a close second.
Those are also good, but Snake Eater. IMHO.
Snake Eater. IMHO.
What's it called?
Persona 5.
From Odyssey.
Oh, yeah.
Jump Up Superstar?
Jump Up
I
Superstar,
like
that's
it.
good, dude.
That's a good
Lyrically
one.
a little weird, but yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, Persona 5's good.
Persona 5.
5.
Super,
I'm
super
terrible.
good.
Like definitives, there's always going to be something else that I'm like, I forgot that.
Snake Eater, dude.
But
Definitive.
some that I picked, Way to the World from Nier Automata. Not only lyrics, but like mixing multiple languages
Hell yeah.
into that song is pretty wild.
I don't remember that one. I remember
Kingdom
Become as
Hearts.
Gods.
Do you say Kingdom Hearts Blood?
Well, no, the other one I had was Bound Together from Pyre, but just like Darren Korb in general.
Shout out to
Hades,
Pyre. Shout out.
all of that.
Good game.
That Hades one everybody loved.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I might have gone for a Hades one, but I was just like looking through my phone. I was like, crap, I don't have Hades on my phone right now, so like, can't find any song
Whoopsie
titles.
daisy Hades. Snake Eater though, right?
Jesse Blue from our behind the scenes chat suggests Pull My Devil Trigger should be.
Pull my devil trigger.
Tossed in
Bang, bang, bang.
That hook is incredible.
The song is weird. After
Not
that,
a good
yeah.
song. The hot take, on the whole, song is very long and boring,
Great
except for the
chorus,
bang,
great
bang, bang.
chorus.
Yeah, the hook is awesome.
From Alexander Zirianov.
Walk away. Kingdom Hearts.
I brought the hook up. We were going to talk about this, and then we didn't, so I thought we can talk about it now. Hello. Recent discussions of The Last of Us Part 1 price made me think about gaming prices in general and how strange it is
See you guys later.
that video games have standardized prices. Even one particular game has very different perceptive value for different players. And video games are incredibly varied. Yet for some reason, we put everything in one giant box. And I feel like the standardization does shackle the publishers. If some developer wishes to have a bigger install base, they can't sell it at a lower price because everyone will think this isn't a proper game. If millions of players will happily pay $100 for GTA 6, Rockstar will have to leave that money on the table or go with some messy workaround like releasing Ultimate Edition featuring very early access. Do you agree that video games would be better without standardized prices, or do you see many benefits in the current situation?
I mean, with so many indie games, I feel like standardized pricing is gone. We have games that are free 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, like
Oh, keep it going.
all of them. Yeah. So, I mean, really the only standard pricing is the $70 AAA.
The cap,
Yeah,
basically,
that cap for sure. But yeah, this whole Last of Us thing, I've just been thinking about it a lot. And it's just so weird to bring up money because we all have different experiences with money, with value. It is a hobby.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like food and shelter or medicine. It's like this entertainment product, you know. And then I was just looking at the history of video game prices, and I saw like in the early 2000s, the average price with inflation was $81 for a game.
So, if you
count inflation, it was like $50 for a game with inflation and everything. So like, you just look at prices for everything in the world, and obviously they go up. And I feel like video games have kind of stayed the same-ish for a really, really long time. But on the other side, the cost of making them has skyrocketed hugely. So just the whole situation is nuanced and messy, and I don't have any answers to it.
I mean, I wonder if like the opposite of what we all think, because like we're all like, oh, $70, that's so much, which it is, but at the same time, the standardized price probably not like oftentimes acts more as a cap than a gouge. Like
Good call.
people could be charging more than
Cyberpunk, they could have charged $90.
They could have charged you $90.
Well, I remember,
you know?
'cause in Japan, like it hasn't been as taboo, right?
Right.
And so I remember when Final Fantasy
Australia, their
Final
prices
Fantasy
are out of
13
there.
came out, it was like over $100.
Right, exactly. Like
All the way back
if Square Enix, who overvalues their stuff, wants to charge you more, they would, except for this quote unquote standardized pricing, which is like the highest you can go without people freaking out. I honestly think it probably protects us from that more than it hurts us from people saying, well, we were going to charge 50, but we're charging 70 because we don't want people to think it's a crappy game. Which, I don't know. And like, then you get into the other part of this argument is like, I mean, obviously Last of Us is divisive and whatever, but like the fact that it's a remake, the second remake of this game is also a little remaster, whatever. Remaster then remake, right. But like that part of it, I'm like, okay, that makes it more complicated and interesting. Where it's like, okay, should it be $59.99?
I wish there was just an upgrade path. Give me that loyalty upgrade path.
Because you bought this game 5 times.
This is the 3rd time I'm buying this game now. Like, it would just there would be so much less controversy.
Right.
Everyone would be happy. If you've never bought the game, you'll buy it for full price. It's your first time. A lot of us out there, this is the 3rd time, like, hook us up. You know, I wish Nintendo would do this. We always talk about, like, the Nintendo re-releases being full price. They also get a lot of shit for that. It's not just a Last of Us exclusive.
And putting it in the vault, like Nintendo, like timetables,
As far as I know, they've only done that twice really, but
But like,
basically, I know one thing with pricing, and it's a loyalty program. Hooking up people that have bought a game already, even if it is a remake or a remastered, some kind of, hey, we see you, we're going to reward your loyalty.
Right. Well, I mean, with every one of those Annapurna things today, you know, like, hey,
free upgrade
for next gen.
Love the free upgrades.
And it's funny because it gets complicated with like the cross-gen stuff, and it's like, okay, if I owned it physical before and I want to download digital now, like I ran into that with Resident Evil 2, where it's like, I own this game, but I own the disc. I have a PS5 without a disc drive.
Shit. Oh, yeah.
Can I just not upgrade my game? Like, I want to play it on the PS5, but I just can't. I have to buy it again? I guess.
So lame.
I don't know.
You should be able to, like, call someone or send something
the
in.
UPC code or
That would be
then-
funny. You have
but
to
then-
send them your disc.
Yeah, I mean,
And then they
shit,
give
I
you
would
a
do
code.
it. I'm not going to use it.
But then you get into like, oh, well, then the companies have to hire someone, and
Right,
that costs money,
right,
and everything is
right,
money, money,
right.
money. So it's like,
So I mean, there are logistical concerns with that sort of thing. But yeah, like if you've bought,
Yeah.
I mean, shit, dude. If you
Oh.
bought Last of Us
Resident Evil
1,
4.
it takes $10 or $15 off. If you bought the
Yeah.
remaster, it takes another
Yes,
$10 or $15
please.
off.
Yes,
Like
please,
that would be
yes.
awesome. But
Everyone's
it's
just
just not the
I
world.
think that's part of it too, because I looked up remastered and it's like it's $20 right now,
Right.
yeah.
and it comes with factions.
Right.
And it comes with factions. And it comes with factions, yes.
So I was like, going more than double is a little hard. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And this doesn't come with factions or whatever the
right.
new multiplayer stuff is going to be. And it's like, that's for 2, but like,
Yeah.
so maybe it does come with multiplayer. Does this have multiplayer? Did they remake
The
factions?
remake is single player only. There will be no factions. Factions will be a standalone release, its own
But
thing.
that's,
Yeah, that's a whole different game.
It's a whole
That's
different
not
thing.
the game. Yeah.
So this
This-
doesn't even have
no.
the Last of Us 1 multiplayer remade?
Right.
Correct.
So you're getting less than
Correct.
remaster
Correct.
for more money.
For
Correct.
$50 more money.
For $50 more. Well,
Yes.
at release, though. You can't compare a
Sure.
5-year-old game pricing to
And-
release pricing.
But that's the
And
other
it's
side
not-
of it, right?
it's
You can
not-
just wait for 6 months and there it is.
Right. Well, that's the thing.
But I hope Nuance.
and it's going to be on the PlayStation program for sure.
Can Nuance please? I feel like we're a few years away. The pendulum swings. Nuance hopefully will find its way back into online discourse.
No.
Because it's not just resolution and frame rates. There's so much other stuff going on with this remake.
The characters are different heights. They like redid stuff.
There's
like,
a lot, and hopefully the AI is better. Like they worked for years on this product. It's not just like, I don't want
reskin.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Like the cash grab troll and meme is like, okay, maybe it's not a cash grab. Sure, it's a little aggressive pricing.
Yeah.
Okay, we would love an upgrade path. It's aggressive, but I really don't think it's a cash grab. I think it is a passionate project, but about the remake kind of overwriting the original Bloodworth. You were telling me about this.
Yeah, I don't want to get too much into it because
Yeah.
there's like a private
Got
like,
it. Okay,
Facebook
that's
post.
why-
I
that's
don't
why I've
know
seen
if
it.
like,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
ask
okay.
him if I could
Okay.
share that. So,
Got it.
But yeah.
Just
But yeah,
interesting to think about.
Yeah, just people like wondering of like, well, now my work
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah, because
This is going to be the canon version of the game going forward,
Yeah,
Right.
because for the longest time, like, even now, like, Resident Evil Remake completely overwrote the original for me. Like,
Oh, yeah.
whenever I play Resident Evil, it's
Lisa Trevor, bro.
exactly. It's like,
Crimson Heads, bro.
yeah, like, the only time I'm playing original Resident Evil is once every, like,
Yeah.
10 or 15 years for, like,
I
historical.
forgot,
like,
I was trying to explain the story because we watched the series and Sophia doesn't have much, like, if any, experience with Resident Evil. And I was trying to just find, like, story summary videos.
Yeah.
And like I started with showing a Resident Evil remake, and then I was like, okay, well they're talking about other stuff like you've already played the original, so let me find the original. I forgot how crazy different the remake looks.
Yeah.
It is nuts.
I know.
Like it's been a number of years since I've seen
Yeah.
OG, and I was like, oh my god, this is old.
even from my favorite is just, like, original Resident Evil to Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
Is, like,
Bonkers.
wow.
But I mean, that's kind of the thing too with this is like
This looks remake.
a bunch of
us.
nobody was like that pissed about like destroying the sanctity of Resident Evil with remake because everybody loves Resident Evil. Same with 2, same with 3. I mean 3, whatever. Like Clock Tower, whatever. But like by and large, people love the 2 remake. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can-
universally.
We can agree on that, right?
Universe.
And I wonder just how much of this is because Last of Us is so divisive, And like in the past, I was joking around, but like more vocal about disliking it. I think the game is fine. It's just not really my cup of tea.
Yeah.
But like, so I could see how people would be like, oh, what? Like, why does this game get so much attention? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, because Naughty Dog fucking loves it.
Yeah.
Like, they're really proud of it. And like, even if you don't like it, I don't really like it.
I'm
But like,
obsessed
they're
with it.
obsessed with
I
it.
love it
and
so
Naughty
much.
Dog is really proud of it. Like,
Yeah.
I know people who work at Naughty Dog, they won't shut the hell up. I'm like, dude, I don't care that you worked on Last of Us. That's awesome. But yeah, like, I'm happy for you. And I love that you can love your product, but it's like, yeah, so they truly love this
Yeah.
thing. And to them, I believe that they think the effort that went into it,
Yeah.
the time and energy,
agree.
and like the amount of stuff they've changed, I think they fully believe it's worth $70.
Yeah.
Well, then also, when you talk about things that they're changing, it's like you have to imagine that like it wounds anyone on that team when they see like Ellie walk in front of a soldier or something.
Yeah. All those games. You watch our full playthrough from a couple months ago. Like Ellie just like bouncing around in front of clickers and stalkers. Like, what are you doing, Ellie? Or like weird melee, like Joel freaking out trying to punch someone, and just like a little bit of jank, just a dash. You know?
I mean,
like every game's got that.
yeah. I mean, for me, like that was one of the things that, I mean, the meme, ludonarrative dissonance, but like,
That's another conversation.
yeah, I know, but like. Your follower like zipping around and hitting physics objects off of tables and having them fly around and make noise, but then the clickers don't notice it because it's
I
magic.
love how you almost knocked that off the
I know,
table.
I almost knocked my thing off as I was
It's a
talking.
gameplay concession
Right, and it's a gameplay thing.
for enjoyment.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously I get that, that's fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, you're trying to sell me on the reality of this thing, and like her zipping through and sending a bottle flying is
Yeah.
like breaking
And that's
it.
something they're specifically fixing.
Right.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
So it's like,
Worth it.
they're addressing the concerns. Like, maybe this will be like the
The thing I
greatest
thought was
game
really
ever.
the coolest about that was when they were talking about like the character looks ahead as to where the other characters are going to go,
Yes.
so that they don't cross that line.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And I think it's a strength. A lot of people think, again, they bring up that cash grab. I like that they're not changing things, Like, all right, same story, same locations. We're not adding prone. One of the Naughty Dog designers came out and was like, yo, if we added Last of Us 2 prone into this game,
Break the
it
game.
breaks it.
Yeah.
Right.
The environments were not made for that. And it's
So
like,
I bet they tried it.
But
yeah,
but
and it's like,
that's-
I love how faithful it is to the original. I know that rubs some people the wrong way. They wanted a full-on remake, completely different and expanded, and I kind of like that it's just going for detail rather than addition. Like, that has me more excited.
Right. But I think that's part of what, I think where people maybe feel that like they're potentially overselling by saying it's like, oh, it's all, remade from the ground up. And
Yeah.
like, you're reusing the facial animation and the
Yeah.
lines and everything. Like,
Yeah.
some of this is being
that
remade
stuff
from
was
the
already
ground
on
up.
the ground.
But but a lot of it, it like you were very deliberately keeping
Yeah.
this game the way it was.
Yeah.
In a lot of respects as well.
I'm excited to get my hands on it to know for certain, because I am with you. I think 70 is a lot to ask for. So we will see very shortly. It's a little over a month away.
But I mean, I
We'll
bet
see if it's
you,
just-
But to your
Justified.
point, I think 70 is a lot to ask for if you've played the game multiple
Yes,
times.
Yes.
but if you've never played it,
I think that's fine.
That's fair.
And
That's a fair
how-
price.
Demon
And
Souls
how
was
dare
70.
us? How-
Demon Souls was 70.
How dare us for not even bringing up two
think.
extremely important aspects of this release: PC and accessibility options. I've seen people out there on Twitter who are like, I physically cannot play the original because I cannot.
And 2 had some of the best in the biz.
2 had some of the best in the biz, and now they're doubling down on that with this one. And it's like, dude, if I was never able to play the original and now I can actually go through the remake because of accessibility
That's
options,
big. Yeah, that's
it's a
big.
huge win.
Also, I bet you this will be on one of the tiers of PlayStation Plus.
Maybe not at
Yeah.
launch, but yeah.
Yeah, wait
Yeah.
for sale.
Actually, they've said they wouldn't do that at launch.
Holiday
yeah.
sale, dude. This probably
Yeah.
come down to 50.
Well, and also
Holiday,
I think like
Christmas
premium,
time?
like it'll show up on premium 6 months later.
Yeah.
Or whatever the top one is.
Like when Factions is coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it'll probably be extra because premium is specifically for retro and streaming.
That's right.
So anything
Bloodworth,
that they add to
goddammit,
the
I
catalog.
don't know. It's all insane.
But that's the thing. It's like a lot of people are confused by
Premium
it.
digital plus essential
who
extra.
knows? Bah. Who knows?
From Todd Kremer.
That was a very healthy conversation that made
I
me
feel like
feel
we got through
better.
that. I feel like if I got through, I feel like I talked about Last of Us without pissing people off, which I'm
we
sure I
got
probably did anyway. But like, we did it. We made it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did we make it?
We made it.
Did we
I
make
hope
it?
We made it. From Todd Kremer. Hello, allies. I've recently been playing all of the God of War games
Wow.
before Ragnarok
Hell yeah.
to see how they hold up.
They hold up. I hope you
Generally,
agree.
they are products of their time and have not aged particularly well.
Come on. I played the originals before.
Come on, dude.
A couple
you have
years
to
ago.
agree with that.
I came across
Square
some-
triangle your
Yeah.
whole way.
Yeah. Also,
sure,
like,
sure. They got good
some
set
of those
pieces.
some of those mini games, dude. Like
Yeah.
well, yeah,
It's
whatever.
one little part.
I had to cut videos of those parts for game trailers.
Yeah.
That's not actually what the question's about, but it's funny. I came across something in God of War Ascension, an Easter egg
Okay.
for Sony Santa Monica's canceled science fiction game that, when decoded, reads, "When the Earth stops, the journey begins." While that game was never officially announced, are there any rumored or unrealized games you would have liked to see finished? Or are there any Easter eggs or game teases you remember fondly?
Well, PT obviously.
PC.
Silent Hills.
StarCraft
Ghost.
We just got us this somewhere.
Was
a
there
little bit
anything
ago.
in like a game that referenced it, or
I don't know if it had an Easter egg, but it was just a game that never happened.
right?
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley wants us to mention Agent.
Horror of the Orient is a game, a canceled game I always think about. It was the sequel, gonna be the sequel to LA Noire.
Horror of the Orient.
Horror of the Orient.
Horror of the
Yeah,
Orient?
it's Horror of the Orient.
My goodness.
Yeah. It was in like 1930s Shanghai.
Okay.
Gnarly detective, like crime.
Gutsy title.
Yeah, it was gonna be the follow-up to LA Noire, and it just never happened, and I want to play that game.
It's a good title. The more I sit with it,
Horror of the Orient.
it's an intense title.
Very intense title.
My goodness.
A couple of things I'm thinking of are actually like more features than games themselves. There was the Banjo-Kazooie Stop and Swap. Remember they had like the ice key
No.
in Banjo-Kazooie?
No.
And you were supposedly only able to get it when Banjo-Tooie came out.
Whoa.
And
I never played Tooie.
Yeah, I haven't either. But so what's weird is I think there are like two different ways that they were going to go about it. Like I think one of them would have relied on the disk drive that never came outside of Japan.
Whoa.
But then there was like another like option later on where they were going to like let people swap cartridges.
Whoa.
Hot swap cartridges on the N64. And I guess like Nintendo QA like eventually came and was like, no, you that's not good. Like, don't do that. So, but it was the sense, it was basically teased in Banjo-Kazooie to be able to do that. And I think there was some other workaround like eventually, but yeah, like that whole mechanic didn't happen. The other one, which I think was Perfect Dark, was originally going to use the Game Boy camera, and you could put your own face on a soldier or whatever.
Couldn't you do that still? I feel like you can still do it in Perfect Dark.
They took real people's faces, like IGN editors at the time ended up in Perfect Dark because they went to a preview event.
Yeah.
But you couldn't just like do it yourself at home because they were like afraid of like backlash of like school shootings and all that kind of thing.
Shit.
And then an actual game, which maybe I just misinterpreted the way it was in the credits, but Kabuki Quantum Fighter on the NES. You get to the end of the credits and there was like, see you next time kind of thing.
Yeah.
There was never a sequel to that game.
There's no next time.
Heard that game.
Harsh.
I love save file from previous game, unlock stuff in the second game.
Yeah.
That's
Shenmue 2.
Suikoden 2.
Yes.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, you talk about your loyalty programs.
Ah.
Yeah.
Top tier stuff.
For
I love
years,
that.
anytime you'd put in a Need for Speed game, it's like, you get this and this and this and this
Yeah.
and this.
Love that.
Depending on how many other Need for Speeds you played.
Love that stuff.
I love that
like,
stuff.
we live in the digital age, dude.
Yeah.
Read my Last of Us trophies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was thinking
you beat the game. You have that trophy. Here's your discount.
Trophies
I
is
was
a good way to
thinking-
do
I
that.
was
Not
thinking
that
the way-
hard.
Better than save files.
I was thinking
Yeah.
the way that they could do it is with trophies by date. Because it's like
Yeah.
if you have an old trophy unlock
Yep.
that proves that you played this, whether or not
Exactly.
you rented it or bought it or whatever,
Yep.
we'll give you the discount. Like if you got the like you beat the story trophy,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. Easy.
Also, I feel like Myst and those games like kind of foreshadowed some stuff, and Talos Principle has some funny like
Oh, yeah.
nods and hints and stuff in it too.
From Alec Church.
Sorry. Mankind Divided, bro. Mankind Divided.
Oh, yeah.
All the follow up to that or DLC, all the problems with Deus Ex. Want more? That's all.
I got two games real quick.
Oh,
I wanna
go
throw
for it.
in. We had a
Done.
similar question, I think, last time, but at which I mentioned Mega Man Universe. I wish that would have come out. The Capcom game, based on Mega Man 2, where you could create your own levels and customize the characters. I think that would have been a great, fun Mario Maker 2 type game. But another one that just popped into my mind that I remembered, Black Ice White Noise for the Atari Jaguar. This is like, do you remember that, Blood?
No. Nobody remembers any of the Jaguar specific
Jones does. Jones is
You're
a
on a
Jaguar
kick right
man.
now. You've been playing Jaguar at home the past few weeks?
I haven't. I don't know what's the
His
matter.
mind is like a steel trap only when it comes to the Jaguar.
It's the only thing I
The
seem to.
Jaguar.
It's the only thing I seem to remember anymore. Black Ice White Noise. Look this thing up. There's actually a bunch of released videos online of it because they've dug into it. It looked sick. Too bad. Somehow this thing's got to come out.
Dude, Dawn and Blood. Sorry, I don't think you know this, but I have a question.
Good.
Because you two would probably know. They just came out with Striker 1940 whatever, the airplane game on digital PS4. There's like 3 of them. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about like Desert Strike?
Not Desert Strike, not the helicopter, Desert,
game?
Jungle Strike, Urban Strike. No, the arcade game where you're just like a plane and it's just a shoot 'em up and you're flying around.
Is it 1942?
Yes.
But it's just called 1942.
I think it's like called
it?
Striker 1942 or something.
I feel like there might be something to that. I remember like there's like titles that like you didn't know the full title. Like it said 1942 on the cabinet or whatever.
Okay. My question is that like the one? Is that the one that was always in the arcades, in the pizza shops?
I don't know because I didn't see the
Not
thing.
Strikers. I think you're thinking of one that might have been exclusive because they all have similar names with that 1942 and 1943. But you're thinking of, I think, just 1942.
Okay, so this is some knockoff, you think, Don?
Yeah. Well, they had some that were Strikers that I think were Switch exclusive, if I remember, that were called Strikers. And I don't know if that's the exact. That is also a top-down playing game. There's a million of those clones.
Yeah.
But the one you got to look up if you like these type of games, the Loop Master, and that one is like, what is it? I'll look it up. Hold on, I'll tell you one second.
Loot Master?
The Loop Master.
Loop
And that one
Master.
also,
With
I
a
think, is
P.
Strikers. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I this is one of my all-time favorite arcade games growing up as a kid. I used to play it with my dad all the time, and I just never remembered the name. And like Don was saying, there's just a billion of these games.
Yeah.
And I was just on the PlayStation Store the other night,
I think it might be.
and they had like 3 of them. And I was like, dude, is this the one? Is this the original, like, best one from the arcades?
If you think, well, there was 1942, which was one of the older ones, but you might be thinking of 1944, the Loop Master, Capcom arcade game. This is from 2000, Huber. I think you're thinking of this.
Probably.
Sick animation, just super fun.
Cut to
multiplayer.
yourself if you're talking.
There I am. I'm done now.
God.
Black
Thanks,
Ice
Don.
White Noise, cyberpunk adventure, real scanned in, digitized photos, Mortal Kombat style, like a whole open world. It was like cyberpunk.
Wow.
30 years before cyberpunk came out. You gotta check
Damn.
that
That's
game out.
awesome.
Can we play it?
I think parts of it are like playable, because they've been
Nice.
able to resurrect like ROMs from it or
So it
something.
literally never came out?
But it's never been released as a whole game. Yeah. It has an interesting story if you look into it, actually, about the production hell it went into and stuff.
Crazy.
The heyday of the Atari.
Get on it, Danny O'Dwyer or War Stories or one of those.
Let's get that game released.
It's time for bets.
Whoa.
This week's bet, Froggun, launches on August 2nd.
Froggin.
It's a cute PS1/N64 style 3D platformer in which you use a frog-shaped grappling hook gun to cross gaps, pull objects, enemies, etc. And apparently it's also your best friend. After the game releases, I'm going to check the storage requirements on the Steam page. How big will the required file size be? Huber.
1.2 gigs.
0.2 gigabytes. Isla.
3.2 Googie Fruits.
3.2 Googie Fruits. Don.
I went with 4.1 GB.
4.1 gigabytes.
What do you have written under there?
And then I've got 2.87.
Oh, you got the low.
Got the low.
Yeah, stuff like this is the retro style stuff is so funny because that game could be 60 megabytes or
Right. Or
17
yeah,
gigs.
somehow there's some
Yeah.
filter in there that makes it gigantic.
yeah, who knows?
17 gigs is such a good guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
for no reason.
For no reason.
Yeah.
And then a patch makes the game half the size like 6 months from now, and you're like, what did you do?
Last week's bet, Bear and Breakfast launched today. You played it on
Nice.
stream for a while.
We played it. There's a lot going on in that game. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It
So wait,
is
did you like it or you were just overwhelmed?
both.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be a
Both.
hard thing to start on the stream for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There are some games,
I'm-
yeah, you don't want to start in a stream.
And like streaming something like that too adds extra pressure because I want chat to be entertained. So when it's just like dialogue, text, tutorial text, it's like
Yeah.
I want to get to the good stuff for chat. So it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
kind of
Well,
stressful.
and then Huber, my experience at Summer Game Fest was like all of the Day of the Devs things were crammed into like a 1 hour block. And so
Yeah.
it just like, it was like speed dating.
Play,
So you
play,
like,
play,
sit
yeah.
down with the developer, see their game, have them try to rush through everything. And like Bear and
Yeah.
Breakfast was one of those games. And like, I'm sitting down with this crazy complicated game and I have like 12 minutes. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
I appreciate how streamlined a lot of those quests are, though. It's really nice.
Nice.
Yeah, good quests in the game for sure. Keeps you moving.
Do you think you'll go back and play it more later on your own?
It's not traditionally something I would commit to because I do like to finish games and games like that.
Do you
Just keep
finish a
going.
game like this?
Exactly. Yeah,
they just go.
there's probably an ending. It does feel like
I
there's
feel
an
like
ending.
This one probably
Okay.
does, yeah.
But who knows how
Yeah.
long
Maybe
it
just
is.
a couple more hours, see if it grabs you or not.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
can like free your mind of all the other
Totally,
pressure. Yeah.
Bears,
call.
dude.
I know. Hank the bear.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
The animation style in that game is so good.
Yeah.
In any case, we checked the launch trailer, looking to find out how many seconds would pass before we saw something that we could reasonably interpret as breakfast.
Nice. Great bet.
Damiani
Thoughtful bet.
bet 11 seconds. Brad bet 10 seconds. Don, our wild card, bet 14 seconds. And Isla bet 31 seconds.
Ooh.
This launch trailer was a shorty. It was only like 39 or 40 seconds long. And at 18 seconds, we see the player making fluffy pancakes.
Nice. Yeah, shit, I realized I played for like a little over 2 hours and I never made breakfast.
Really?
So I gotta keep playing until I get breakfast.
It's part of the
So-
promise of the game.
Shit.
Our winner, 2 weeks in a row, Don.
Oh no.
Because Don
back
is the
to
wild
back.
card.
Holy smokes, this is unprecedented that I win, let alone win twice in a row anything.
Dude, Don's going for the parlay.
I don't want to jinx anything, but look, I bought some Mega Millions tickets today. I feel like the timing might be lining up. The
Yes.
stars are aligning.
$600 million cash
Let's
option.
get this third
Yeah.
third time's a
Don't have to
charm.
pay taxes on it though.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to know something super weird though? Not only did I win, I realized 2 times in a row, but guess what? I won 2 times in a row with the number 14. Has that ever happened before,
Oh.
Blood?
Don,
Wow.
when I
Wait,
buy
did-
a lotto
did you-
ticket, I'm gonna have my mega
Oh.
number be 14.
I love that.
There it is.
Do the Powerball ticket is
Yep.
14.
So Don, last week you had the opportunity to tie things up, but instead you extended the Sea Lions' lead.
Well,
So what are you going to do this week? Are you going to close the gap for the Chubs? Are you going to keep that lead going?
Well, let me explain myself a little bit, okay? Last week I didn't have the camera on myself, so people had no idea what the heck was going on, why I did this unfair thing, you know.
You just
to
cut
the,
away from yourself again.
massive Chubs. Let me clear things up. I respected Huber. I think we'll know what I'm talking about here. I respected the gods of fate, okay? This is very important. God's luck and gambling. You always want to do this. You don't want to tread on their path, step on any toes of these gods. So I flipped a werehog to make that decision. And
Love
that's
that.
because I wanted, my heart said, oh, I got to tie this thing up. But I said, you know what? I got to respect the gods of faith. I'm just going to do the same again this week. Respect the gods. The werehog face is going to be the Chubs. And the Easy Allies logo is the other one. Ready? It's the other one.
God damn it!
Is that good or bad?
It's bad.
Sea Lions says, okay, add a point to the Sea Lions.
Damn
Well
it,
done.
Don! Stop winning.
Well, we can't.
Love it. That's
I think
fate.
it's so funny that he
Fate.
loves that he has this decision, but he won't make the decision.
I'm leaving it up.
Wait,
to
I'm I'm gone next week, so he's going to be on the switcher again.
Going for 3
Is
in a
that
row.
True, 3 in a row. Well,
Parlay.
I wanted to
You
use
didn't
my
say 14,
I wanted
though.
to use my 3 in the row luck on Powerball though. So next week, hopefully, I'll take the L in the podcast. Who knows?
You just handed them the win.
Not necessarily. I didn't.
Fate did.
The Werehog.
The Werehog did, sure.
Oh, that brings our scores to Massive Chubs 12, Splish, and Melodorous Sea Lions 15.
Loved it.
Wow. That sea lion's got a
I don't know how I
fish
feel
down
about
its
this
throat.
wild card thing.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. Patreon is how all of this happens. We are funded by our viewers and our listeners, and you can go to Patreon and find out how to contribute if you enjoy all of this stuff, if you like this podcast, if you like our shows, if you like Mysterious Monsters, if you like our reviews. All of that happens. We all get paid directly by you, by the people watching. So go over there and check that out. If you are a $1 patron, you get this podcast ad-free, and you get some extra love and respect questions. If you're a $5 patron, you get early access to this podcast by a couple of days. You get it on Friday instead of Sunday. You get to submit to Love and Respect. You get some other exclusive shows. And you also get access to our new Discord, which is just about a month old now, and it's been fun.
It's going great.
Popping off in there.
We've got a video game news channel, so you can submit articles that we might have missed, and they might make it on this show. We might discuss it. So get in that Discord for sure. Another fun thing that we got for the people that really want to support us, and we thank you for that, is at the $200 tier, we have the Golden Voice.
$100.
$100.
200 is play with us.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I wrote that down wrong. $100 Golden Voice, and the semi-retired Brandon Jones.
Less retired by the day, it seems like.
We'll read whatever you submit within reason, within some guidelines that I send out every month to the people in that tier. And there have been some fun things that people have submitted. Somebody's just going through, I think I said Guild Wars? Just going through like a bunch of
I
like
heard about
in-game
this.
books,
Yeah.
and having Brandon dramatize them.
Is there a length limit to this
There's
thing?
a length limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's
Actually,
reading
what's
full
funny is another
audiobooks.
person has been submitting their own reviews for VO.
Oh,
But
funny.
because of the word limit, like they can only do like half a review per month.
Oh, funny.
Love it.
So definitely not a timely thing.
That's going to
Love it.
screw up our brand identity if somebody else has his voice in their
No,
reviews.
it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, you have to put a little
All right.
disclaimer that
Okay,
it's
all right.
because of the Golden Voice tier.
Oh,
and all
okay,
that,
okay,
so,
okay.
yeah.
You thought of everything, Bloodworth.
And then our top 3 tiers, they get shout outs on this podcast and in some of our other podcasts. And this month's shout outs are for Javawabs, Elthanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb Togi Crawford, Nick, and Anacroth. Shout out.
Oh.
Don, since you won again, you get to promote any Easy Allies video you'd like to promote. You get the final word, which means you can dispute anything that you heard in this podcast, or you can reiterate something, or you can just say whatever pops into your head right now. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
Alrighty, here we go. Look, we've got a lot of shows you got to check out. If you happen to be listening to the podcast or watching and you're not signed up for one of our rewards tiers, we've got a lot of shows you may not even be aware of, right, Isla? We've got Fast and Loose. We've got Trash Babies. These are fun shows you may not be aware are happening. There's a whole bunch of them. There's my exclusive cooking, food reviews in a car I do. I got to get one of those done tonight, actually, I think, on Midnight Snack. So check out some of these videos if you haven't, that we have on the site. Find a way to throw a few bucks our way and support us. It'll make a world of difference. We do appreciate it very much. I agreed with everything tonight, so I don't have any actually words to dispute or reiterate. I think.
How about this? Black Ice White Noise sucks.
Black Ice. Okay, now you've got me going. You gotta check this. Watch some of these YouTube videos. There's loops of the footage released. I mean, this thing would have been amazing. You could fly a car. You could jack into a computer terminal, walk around all around of a city freely. Can you imagine this stuff taking place on a 64-bit system, Huber? It's unbelievable.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
All right, you sold me. That sounds great.
Isla's back on board. So
Back on board. I was skeptical. I'm sorry.
Here's my sign off for this week is going to be, get ready, maximum power. We all know what that's from.
The Bonds, Hubert. Did you see this?
I saw Yarnow.
Bonds, dude.
Bonds.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Jabawabs, Anacroth, Caleb Togi Crawford, L. Fennis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Nick, Stomps, Bradley Speeds, Jay Shee, Jesper Popmel Dufay, Mellow Fellow, Rob Bob Will, Roy Sung, 44 Stars, Alexander Zirianov, Andri, Arvind, Aurelian Grenier, Beaten Down Brian, Benjamin Arp, Brandon White, Brian Kruger, Bryce Hornsby, Katie Garza, Crashams, Dale Sun, Danny Vlar, Dave Red, Dimitri Zetas, Discarded Digit, Douglas Chomich, DRD 7 of 14, Edward Gonzalez, Ezdocal, Faraz Rizvi, Freya Lawson, Garrett Holfish, Gary James, G. Levin, Hayden Hargraves, Happy Gaming, Isaac Swanson, Jesse Blue, Joey Bruno, Kroldemort, Lath, Mango, Marcel Markov, Matthew Holcomb, Matthew Pauling, Miguel Rivas, Mo Grant, Mr. Juan Luigi, Nathan Watkins, Oni Blackmage, Paul Sway, Pete Shoemaker, Ronka Q, Raylon, Robert Stoffel, Sage Mode Q, Sam Handrick, Sigma, Silent Consonant, S Snake 24, Stepan Hakobian, Stephen Thomason, T-Beaks 15, The Banana Forklift Killer, Chum Nguyen, Valmar, Walker Hope, Rack, Zigazich, Anish Door, Aaron Haney, Accounts Payable, Adam Henry, Alex Monaco, Alex AI, Alexander Irving, Andreas Risberg, Anthony Galvin, Antonio Coyne, Arthur Lau, Barry Tomasini, Blue, Bob Starling, Brian Foster, Brittany Fuller, Bunny Chen, C.S. Lewis, Candy Coated Thorns, Chief Uhu, Christian Simniak, Christopher Santis, Clay Roberts, Cody Westley, Colin Montaut, Corey Jackson, Corey Landega, Culinary Stud, Cyberboa, Dan Sebring, Daniel Wong, David Wilson, Delisi, DF, Edison S. Prada Jr., Eric Tobias, Espen Gotchman, Ethereal Ether, Fishflop, Forever Ender, Forrest, Gabriel Aberg, Gabriel Smith, George Alexander, Glenn Olson, Graham, Gustav Strombaum, Hadi Ali, Helen Y, Hitman 47, Hugo Aguilar, Isun Chor, Ian Anderson, Ivan Swade, Jack Cullen, Jack Forrest, Jay Aldiar, Jameson Lapine, Jan Nicholas Frogshirt Tilk, JC3, Jeff ZOVGM Easton, Jeffrey Ruchtenwald, Gerald, Jeremy Ferris, Jesse Fish, Jesse Wilkeson, Joey Din, John Gallagher, John McCullough, Jordan Ekman, Jordan Phillips, Jose Gutierrez, Julius Garcia, Junya Motomura, Carl Williams, Kevin Gillet, Leon Keys, Linson Wu, Luis Ibarra, Lion Crown 19, Marco Hernandez, Materia Addict, Matt Ferguson, Matt Karwoski, Matthew Holmes, Mazrim Tame, Megadet, Michael Clendenan, Miguel, Mike Zero, Mikey Mizek Novak, Mr. Anarchy, Mr. Matati, Nefertiti Jenkins, Nicholas Johnson, Nycrypt, Nevi Sun, Oru Kachino, Pablo Rodriguez, Philip Higdon, Pojo TMC, RF Switch, Rafa David, Reed Johnson, Richard Ma, Ritz 1906, Russell Bateman, Salvers, Sam Sorensen, Samuel Copeland, Sean Pavlov, Sebastian Trier, Shauna N. Bowman, Seymour, Sneaky Gato, Splontot, Stovetop Sugar, Strikeout NZ, Sultab, Super 3D Cow, Taffy 9K, Tim Strothman, Tim O'Keefe, TJ Sullivan, Toad Shadow, Toasty Soul, Tokyo Slim, Tony Knox, Travis Ing, Trevor Thomas, Trizac, Olton O'Connell, V8 Dave, Volker Bach, Willow Pingree, Wouter DeHaze, Zach Hardy,